Afternoon, kiddies. How are we doing? Afternoon, Michael. All ready for it? Ready for the excitement? Gonna just watch the NASDAQ and the US. I'm not sure actually what I want to watch. Might watch the US dollar CAD. I'm really hoping this doesn't do what I think it's going to do. I've just taken the long on the US dollar CAD on one of the prop accounts. But I've got a feeling it's coming down. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Oh, MT5, you're so painful. I can't do it on this. Yeah, 30 minutes. Yeah, I can do that. I'll stop last. Hello? Why you no trigger? Oh, it's MT5. Oh, God. Why can't you sell stop last? Oh, you can sell stop, but you can't sell stop last. Fine. I'll do sell stop then. Weird. Don't know what's going on. This is MT5. I hate it. I guess I got a pending order there. If I stop out, basically. Short. Under there. I want to be under those highs, basically. Boom. For the run down to here. Potentially. But we'll see. So yeah, hi everybody. It's time. Hi G Positive. Hi Diamond. Hi Tim the Money. Good name. Don't rain a tadpole. Even better name. Betting on a weak dollar has been a safe bet for a while. I know, but it's not anymore, is it? Weird. US dollar's got all strong. I'm not used to it. I don't like it. It's not normal. It's odd. But yeah, we will see. Would you set your ORB to trade this? No. You can do. What I think you will find is we get a whipsaw at the open. We may not do at the open, at the news. We may not do. But a typical non-farm payroll move, dependent on the news, what the unemployment figures are, is something like that. Yeah, if it's an as expected. If it's not an as expected, we tend to get a huge push, a really big pullback, not quite to where we were before, and then a strong move from that. So if you get a big, strong move, at some point, that will tend to mean revert, but it doesn't tend to mean revert to there. It tends to mean revert to a level and then go from there. But it's just hit and miss. There's no way of trading this. Afternoon, Seymour. Afternoon, Brian. It is safe to enter. Afternoon, Bartek. It is safe to enter. I'm fine now. I got it all out of my system. I'm happy now. I was just doing some analysis actually on the sentiment EA. This is the results for the sentiment EA so far in the live testing. So it's done 11 grand. I was just looking at what it hasn't made money on and why. And the ones that haven't made money are very small. And I was trying to see if there was a way to extract money out of these ones that haven't made money, and I couldn't really find one. So I just came to the conclusion that, yeah, those were just wrong. But I was doing a little bit of analysis on it. It's not very good on a Friday. Is the only thing I've come to is not very good on a Friday yet. And I was looking at that thinking, why is that then? And then I suddenly realized I only started it on Monday. It's never traded on a Friday before. I was like, that's weird. No, it's not. But yeah. So we'll see what happens. Evening, DM. Evening, afternoon, Paul. Is Henry trading this news? I don't know. I don't know what Henry's doing. I heard he's got a neat system. 92% winners, only £500. Probably. It's going long though, isn't it? If we look at the pound US, pound CAD, wasn't it? It was going long. Up, wasn't it going long? Doesn't seem to be going long to me. Anyway. But if he's in here and he's watching, and this flies up, he'll be going, ha ha, told you so. Well done. You winning trade. Well done. Right. We have 4 minutes to go. I'm going to prime financial juice so that we can just hear it rather than... We're going to see it happen before we... Of course I'm human. We're going to see it before we hear it, but we might as well listen to financial juice and then...
Given the mixed messaging, we have penciled in a 200,000 jobs gain in February.
Well, we
have little confidence in that forecast given the seasonal adjustment factors and unusual weather patterns. The consensus remains tight with a range of 100,000 to 325,000. So there is a risk of another big mass, both to the upside and the downside.
You hear that? There is a risk of it going up and down at some point in the future. Now that is analysis I would pay money for. Oh, hi everybody. Hi Miora. Hi Miora. Thank God. I'm going to ride some wicks this morning. Yeah, I'm not going to. I am trading this. I'm just about to get stopped out on my long position before it even happens. 125 on New Zealand yen. We've had quite a few ADR hits, all yen based, the vast majority. This Swiss franc, God, not giving up, is it? Well, it is now actually. Oh, look at that. God, that looks like Renko blocks, doesn't it? That looks like a Renko chart. Look at that. How orderly is each of these candles look? They look like Renko. Yeah, so CAD Swiss, we had another push down on the Swiss franc. Obviously, all the Swiss franc pairs had another push, but that seems to be... the reason I was looking at the Swiss, because the Euro Swiss got to 125 ADR. So I was looking at an entry on this, but it was too far away. We got this propulsion gap right in front of it. So I was considering taking a price action trade on it, but then all of a sudden it put a massive John Wick in. And I thought, nah, don't like it. And then it pushed up. And now it's hitting the propulsion. Now they're starting to sell into it. So I don't know what's going on with this Swissy. It's, somebody has stuck a rocket up its backside, and it's really pushing at the minute. New Zealand is pushing as well. Look at that. Managing to beat the Swiss franc.
1 minute remaining. I'll leave with the US non-farm payrolls.
So yeah. Anyway, we're going to watch the US dollar CAD and the Nasdaq. Whatever happens here, you should see happen the opposite way over there. Can hear it double. Right, okay. I've got the audio turned on the desktop audio and the mic, so you're probably picking it up from desktop and mic. I'll turn off the desktop audio and I'll turn the mic, him up on the speaker, and then you'll just hear it on the mic. Basically, he's coming out in front. I'm coming out from one side of the mic, and he's coming out my monitor from the other side of the mic.
10 seconds.
Oh, the spreads! Look at the spreads. Here we go. Oof, negative US dollar. No, unsure.
Higher than the forecast.
Positive.
US unemployment rate 3.6%, 3.6% higher than the forecast, 3.4%. US average earnings year over year 4.6%, 4.6% lower than the forecast of 4.7%. Canadian unemployment rate 5%, 5% lower than the forecast of 5.1%. Canadian employment change 21.8k, 21.8k higher than the forecast of 10k. Taking a look at the markets now, bit of upside movement in the S&P 500, downside movement in the Dixie. US private payrolls 265k, 265k higher than the forecast of 215k. US average work week hours 34.5, 34.5 lower than the forecast of 34.6. US average month over month 0.2%.
This never works, basically. Everybody in the entire planet now is hitting the refresh button on that. It never works. Okay. Shh. Right, so US dollar unemployment is a negative. So that is a 0.2 miss. That is negative US. So you want to be shorting the US dollar. So we'll wait for the US dollar move down to happen. And then potentially look for a pullback short. You'll probably find actually there's more movement on things like the pound US. Pound US. She's not that bad. So we got negative US. The Canadian. Oh, come on, Forex Factory. Pull your finger out. I've refreshed that. I've just gone to the back of the queue, haven't I? Let's go financial juice. Canadian unemployment change. Unemployment rate. Where's the rate? Is 5 on a forecast of 5.1. So that is positive Canadian, negative US. Okay. So the US dollar CAD, in theory, you will have the best movement on because it's a positive news for the CAD and negative news for the US. There we go. Positive and a negative. So that's good. It's basically a 0.1 on the CAD and a minus 0.2 on the US. So it's more drastic on the US. So watch these indices. As you can see, yeah, this is just a whipsaw. All they're doing is extracting cash at the moment. But this basically pull back and drop. So there's a big old spread on this at the moment. It's quite difficult to get into. So I'm short. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's an analysis. So I'm short on this at the minute. Fairly tight stop. I'm going to put a sell stop under the low. Actually, no, I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to put a sell stop under the low with a slightly larger stop. Just to see if we can get another one. If it goes, it might not go. Why is that button not working? NT5, why? That will start working in a minute, that button. It's like it's got a delay on it. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to do this. This is easier. Oh my God, I can't even click into anything. Oh, like the bane of my life, this program. So going to add with an additional position. That's a bit too... Oh no, that's all right. So I'm going to add one more, and target is this propulsion gap 175 ADR to the downside. This doesn't look particularly strong to me though at the moment. Don't know whether the market is absorbing. Downgrade odds of 50 basis point mark in Hutch to under 50%. Okay, so we are looking more like a 50%, a 0.5 hike in March from the Fed. That's quite significant. That's really bullish US. So they're basically combating these employment figures with bullish interest rates. Euro pound, we just had ADR. Just about to trigger on the second short. Missed me. You missed me. So, interesting. So that's undone the last unemployment we had. I said, didn't I, on Monday about this? I said it's just too good to be true to get another one. We don't get 3 in a row. And as expected was kind of what I was more thinking, but negative. I'm not sure how weak that is going to make the US though. This thing, I'm not sure it's that bad a news for the US because they've said they're going to increase the interest rates, which is going to be positive. So I'm wondering if this may actually just whipsaw. We will see. But certainly at the moment, the market is unhappy. Maybe they were factoring a positive on that one. Feels like NASA pre-launch, I know. It's as scary as when you've got a large position on. It's as scary. I'm just about to go 2% short on it, so it starts to get scary after takeoff. Taking a ride on the EU short. Are you okay? That's not worked out, is it? 106,229. 106,229 up here. Yeah, I mean, on paper, that's a good trade. But that would need US dollar strength, and we've got weakness. Potentially. I don't know. This is the thing. These figures are very, very hit and miss. The last time we had them out, obviously, we had a parabolic move for hours, and it didn't stop. At the moment, we aren't pulling back yet. But what we tend to find, if you look at an old chart of non-farm payroll, what you tend to find is we get the big move, we get a bit of follow through, and then we get that pullback, and that pullback is deep usually, but then we get that continuation. So this is the initial profit take and add on this propulsion gap. So it only really works that way if you get a propulsion gap in. So we need this candle to close, yeah, and then the next candle to be bullish. That leaves the propulsion gap, and that is where the fade opportunity is, to fade into the propulsion gap, and then you scalp back out of the propulsion gap. But it needs to be long, and often what we get with these non-farms is that, isn't it? Falls flat on its face, but we'll see. This one looks as if it's holding up pretty well at the moment. This is the thing to trade the US dollar CAD, because we've had negative CAD news. Positive CAD news. So the CAD's going to be driving hard, high, which drives this down. US has had negative news, which drives this down. So this is the one to trade because it's a down, which is why I was looking at this one, because it's more likely. Oh, you didn't get me on my stop. Why not? I've got no margin, have I? I've got no margin. I can't get it on. Give me a half. Can I get half? Why do these buttons not work? It's because I've been flicking about. It's just MT5 is just the most horrible thing in the world. I just can't stand it. I hate being forced into using MT5. The fivers, I'm kind of liking their program, but I'm not liking the fact that they don't let you use MT4. That is not fun. Let's drag that up a little bit. A little bit more. I can't even get a 2% risk on, yeah? So I just tried to go 2% short. I haven't got enough margin to go 2% short on one instrument. That's ridiculous. I'm going to complain to the management about that one. It's bullish for SPY as higher unemployment is what they want. Expect market rally. Too many retail shorting loonies. Yeah. What's that done to the sentiment? Let's have a look at the sentiment trades. How are they doing? 2%. So we've just taken some loss. Scaled out of a little bit. Thanks for the follow, Menahana. You're again just taking a bit of loss. We're in 2% drawdown. Oh, why does it do this? It's reset the bloody P&L again. Look. Every time it closes a trade, for some reason, I don't know why this is, but for some reason, you put a custom date in. This is a bug in MT4. Yeah. God's sake. Hello? Technology. Technology's not working today. Right. Honestly, there's too much data coming in at the minute. It's just the server's overloading. Too much tick data at once with too many MT4s. So, yeah, we banked 11%. So we're down to banking probably about, 11%. when this updates sometime in the next century. So we're sitting in 2.37. So we were up 1,000 and something this morning, weren't we? So we're down to 10.96% profit now. So it's having a negative effect on sentiment at the moment. So it looks like sentiment is actually winning at the minute. Let's go US dollar CAD. You're not going to let me get any more trades on, are you? I'm not going to be able to add to this anymore. I've got no margin. What prop firm doesn't let a trader push a winning position? This is ridiculous. This explains a lot as to why I can't actually get trades on. Correcting stocks because of slippage. Yeah. Bloody hell. Again, MT5, yeah, there's another reason I hate MT5. Yeah. Look, WRB hidden gap. Indicator is too slow. 3062 milliseconds. Rewrite the indicator, please. That indicator's got less than 150 lines of code in it. Right? There's nothing slow about the WRB indicator. What is slow is the fact that when I switch timeframes and charts, for some reason MT5 wants to redraw the indicator 1,000 times. It's not the indicator that's slow, it's bloody MT5. Bloody. Right, stop moaning now. I think Henry might have been a malware bot attacking your MT4. Oh, don't be nasty to Henry. Henry knows lots of things. Henry knows stuff that we don't. He knows the Holy Grail. He knew the pound CAD was going up this morning. Can you explain how you read the numbers on the candlesticks in your sentiment EA? So all these are the numbers on the candlesticks. Oh my God. Do you mean these numbers that are painted above the candlesticks? Is that what you mean? Can't actually see them. I can't drag them either because everything's gone tonto, hasn't it? Do you mean those? So if that's what you mean, all these are doing is when it takes a trade, it just places an arrow to say this is where I got in, and it places the actual sentiment above the candlestick. So short 25 in this case means that when I took this trade, 25% of the market was short. When I took this trade, 14% of the market was short. So it's just a visual representation for me so that I can see when it gets into trades, that is, it was taking the right trade because of sentiment. Because obviously when I look at the chart, the sentiment's different. Yeah, that was 25, it's now 14. So it's just for me, just so that I know from a coding perspective that it's going the right way. I might leave that in place. You know, it's quite nice to know. It's a nice visual representation. But look at the CAD Swiss. Sentiment on the CAD Swiss. Look, we're down to 2 now. We were at 99%, weren't we, this morning? Now we're at 98% long. But yeah, in on 10, out. In on 6, out. In on 4, out. In on 4, out. In on 3 or 2, out. In on 2, 98% of the market has been pressing the long button on this for 4 or 5 days. We've been pressing the short button on it for 4 or 5 days. It's absolutely beautiful. But I just want it to blow up. I want it all to go wrong because I need to see. I need to stress test it. I need to see where the Achilles heel is so that I can figure out a way to do it. Which is why I was doing all this analysis. ADR on US dollar CAD. So yeah, I'm doing all this analysis just to, with each pair, just to see what the drawdowns are and stuff, and see where I can possibly get out. We got an MF. We haven't got an MAE, have we? So yeah, so look at each of these trades individually and see, you know, what each one did, and then look at obviously the portfolio. A lot of correlation on a P&L as well. Expect Aussie dollar, yen, and CAD both lost on the same day. Really matter, doesn't make any difference. Correlation on that, does it? Okay, so we're at ADR. Indices are getting stuck. Someone in the Telegram group asking if anybody from Zimbabwe is in there because their cards are being rejected on the MQL5 marketplace. That is a massive problem for some reason. I don't quite know why. South African and all that sort of area, MQL5 for some reason doesn't like processing their cards. I don't know what it is, but I can't do anything about that. Right, so ADRs so far. US dollar CAD and US dollar Swiss. US dollar Swiss, as you'd expect. That was the one to take, wasn't it? We got a massively strong Swiss franc. But obviously now we've got a massively strong US dollar CAD as well because of the CAD positive. So there's your propulsion gap. So what tends to happen off the back of unemployment is we will get to exhaustion. Eventually we'll get a green candle, which is probably your cue to get out. So what I usually do when we see a green candle is I'm watching basically to see if we break that high and get a new higher high in. What often then happens is we pull back into the propulsion gap and they add back into that move. So you get two opportunities to trade it. First one is obviously the mean reversion, which is dangerous because obviously you might just do that. Second entry is to take the continuation trade along with the initial move. However, sometimes that doesn't happen. We just flush and you miss it. So nothing you can do, which is why, as I say, it's always nice to try and get into a trade ahead of the news, because if you're in ahead of the news, you haven't got to worry about it, have you? In time, which program do you use to analyze your EAs? This is called Quant Analyzer. You can't see it, can you? Okay. Just Quant Analyzer. So all you do is, it's really simple. You go into your P&L in here, in history. You go, you can't see it because it's off the screen. But you go to report. Let me do it in MT4 because I think you'll be able to see it in MT4. Just about. Let me move it up. Whoa. Move it up. There you go. So you go to save as report, and that saves an HTML file to your desktop. And then you just load the HTML file in here, load report, sentiment. Yeah. And that's it. Done. Diddly done. And that brings up this portfolio basically. And then you can analyze everything there. You get it from, it's by Strategy Quant. Just go Quant Analyzer. It's free. There's a free version. It's on Strategy Quant's website. There you go. I'll put the link in. Put the link in there. Go and download it. Really, really good for doing your own analysis. You know, I say all the time, don't I? Every week, and this is what I do. This is what I post. When I post the results of the trades, you just grab them and stick them on the chart. Yeah, and so that you can see the trades. I'm not going to see those because they're too close together, but yeah. do that. Quant Analyzer basically does a little bit more detail than that. It's really, really good bit of kit. It's designed, what it's designed for is for portfolio analysis. So for me, I use it for portfolio correlation. So when in strategy quant, you can develop strategy. For those who don't know, strategy quant is a strategy development software. It's expensive, which I use to basically test strategies and test indicators to see which ones have got edges. Well, I used to. I don't really do it much anymore. What you then do is you get a portfolio of multiple strategies together, and then you dump them into this software, and this gives you an overview of exactly what you've done. So what you do is you get a strategy, you develop it, then you would run it on multiple instruments to see what the performance was, and then that will give you an overview of how well your strategy performs with how many trades. It gives you all the data of profit factor, everything you need to know about your strategy, what it would have made each month. You can identify losing months and all that sort of stuff. And you can then do all sorts of weird and wonderful things in it. But overall, it's to see, has it got a long-term edge? Is there an edge there? And if so, is it worth it? So it's a really good bit of kit. But from a trader's perspective, yeah, if you just literally go into your MT4, extract your entire trading history out and stick it in here, it will tell you where you're good, where you're bad. And one of the main things, this one here is probably the one that I would say everybody needs to focus on the most, which is trades by hour or P&L by hour, either of those, and also trades duration. So this one, trades by hour, will show you if there is a time of day where you make the most wins or the most losses. Yeah, so you can analyze yourself in the fact that if you sit there all day watching trades and trying to trade on your computer, and you find that all of your money comes between 8 and 10 in the morning and 2 and 4 in the afternoon, you know that the only time you make money is at the open of the New York and the London Stock Exchange. And every trade you take in between is not working out. So what you do is you set an alarm and say, it's 10 o'clock, stop. And all of a sudden, you'll become more profitable. And it's things like the little things like this. Yeah. P&L time, trade by duration. The trades that I hold for 22 hours, i.e. the ones that I hold for longer than a day, make me more money. What does that tell you? If you're closing trades out, you're getting out too soon. Let them run. The ones that you let run work. And the ones that you let run are the ones that go overnight. And the ones that go overnight actually have time to play out. You won't analyze, you won't know any of this unless you analyze your trading history, your data. It gives you every single trade. Yeah, all the data on it. Open time, close time, size. You know, you look through your P&L and go, oh, I did really bad on, I don't know. It's really bad on Euro Yen. Let's have a look at the Euro Yen then. So what did I do wrong on the Euro Yen? Every single trade was a loser. Why was every single trade a loser? Oh, I over leveraged on them. That's why we made more loss. Or I was taking trades on this only outside of the hours where I make all my money. You know, it allows you just to analyze. Yeah. A lot of people come in and they go, every day is green apart from a Friday. And this is why you hear a lot of traders say, I don't trade on Fridays, because Fridays historically are actually really whippy and nasty. So, you know, there's a reason not to trade on Fridays. If your analyzer tells you not to trade on Fridays, stop trading Fridays. You make more money. But you won't know it unless you put the data in something like this. Okay, so we're just starting to pull back. I'm just going to close one. Where have we gone? I'm just going to watch this actually. I'm just going to give this candle. That's the new candle. Actually, I'm going to close most profitable out. Oh, these buttons aren't working. Why is this not working in MT5? Oh, there we go. Right, there we go. Just closed it out. So I've closed out there. I'm going to wait for a pullback, and then I'm going to look for a short. I think this is the pullback starting from ADR. So we're pulling back into propulsion now. So just looking really here, not there, here. I'm just looking basically for us to get back into this propulsion gap and see signs of sellers starting to come into the market. So on financial juice, right, okay, so the Fed are also looking now at a 0.25 basis point hike instead of a 0.5. So they don't like the fact unemployment's come up. So that is a key thing. So when you look at the bias scorecard, or rather you look at the key fundamentals, yeah, as I said earlier, the thing that drives the interest rates is unemployment. So what we've had is the US dollar, we had a negative move on unemployment, which was not expected because we had a positive rate rise. What we expect to happen is unemployment to go up, which is why I was saying I wasn't sure we were going to get another one. So now we've had a negative, it scared them. So they now said they're only going to go to 5. Yeah, so another 0.25. They were talking about a 0.5, but it scared them. So that is still bullish, yeah? We're still going up. We're still making ourselves more attractive as a US dollar, but we're having trouble with unemployment. And if inflation doesn't come down, if that CPI figure doesn't come down on the next one, that's going to be a big negative US. So still short though today. What I was going to do is turn tick strike on so we can just hear if there's a big flurry of sell orders and then a big flurry of buy orders. And obviously as soon as those buy orders come in, we want to be shorting the US. That's US dollar Swiss. That's the wrong one. US dollar CAD. Sorry. Yeah, US dollar Swiss is already in the propulsion gap. That's where I'll be looking for US dollar CAD or somewhere around there. 86 watching? Really? 97 watching? 21 likes? Come on, guys. Can we have some more likes, please? Thumbs up. Otherwise, I'm going. Not happy. Come on. Do you know what to tell a joke or something? Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. There you go. I bet Brian hasn't spat his coffee over the screen with that one, has he? Fwong. Can't say your name, Fwong. Just joined. You think dollar going to keep increasing later? Yes. I think we'll probably get a continuous rally today. I'm just trying to find another entry back in. I'm just putting a sell stop under that low. I think we're probably going to come all the way back up here, but don't know how strong this is. Obviously, with the other thing we've got to bear in mind is we've got the Canadian dollar strength also pushing this down as well. So don't remain a tadpole. 86 watch. Yeah, 19 likes. Come on, boys and girls, hit the like button. Absolutely, my trading is all run by time during 3 small time windows. Yeah, exactly. You will always find there's times of day. If you like I scalp sometime. I'm doing less scalping now, but I position trade. And I also do support resistance trading as well, which doesn't include any indicators. It's literally just support resistance. And all that trading basically happens at different times of day. So if I look at my P&L over multiple accounts, because you can put them all together as well in multiple portfolios, yeah? So this is one portfolio here. You can load in multiple portfolios and you can do what's called a merge. You can merge them into a single strategy or a single portfolio. You can analyze, if you've got multiple accounts, you can put them all together in one and analyze them. If I find that in here, I've got certain times of day or certain hold times that are poor, for me, I can identify those areas and stop doing them. This is how I found out that I shouldn't be trading gold anymore, because I put all my trades in here, not in this one actually. I was using Edgewonk, which is pretty much the same, except Edgewonk you have to pay for. And gold was the thing that was a negative. Everything else was a positive or around about a break even, and gold was bad. So I sort of, oh, gold's crap, not working. So I don't trade it anymore. I take gold out of the equation, yeah? If you've got something that is making you a negative on your P&L and you remove that negative, moving forward, it's a positive because that doesn't come off your P&L. So your P&L just goes up. So if you can remove the losing parts of you as a trader, you automatically become more profitable. But to be able to do that, you've got to identify where your weak points are so that you can stop using them or change something. Yeah. Just because I've been unprofitable, for example, on pound US dollar, doesn't mean moving forward I'm not going to be profitable on pound US dollar. It means that something happened there that wasn't right. Was it the market or was it something I did? If it's the market, it's the market. You can't change the market. But if it's something that you did there, you can identify it. So positive, again, same as with the P&L, like I was saying this morning, we went on about it, didn't we? I don't focus on anything green. I'm not interested. If it's green, it's great. It's going over here. If it's red, it's bad. I need to focus on it. You focus on the negatives. You deal with the negatives. The positives are going to look after themselves. It's like the old, save a penny, you'll make a pound. Yeah. Forget everything here. It's all going in there later and it's all going to be green. And that's going to be thousands of dollars. But what isn't going to be thousands of dollars is this. So I need to focus on it and deal with it. Look at that, 0.88. It's going to go green in a minute. That goes green on 28 pairs. That is a pretty damn good result, isn't it? Okay, pushing back up still into propulsion. We just topped there. We've got a wick there. So this is the wick that I would be interested in. Not that wick. That wick. There you go. That was a joke. There you go. I should have a like for that, surely. Come on. I got another one. Look, this is John Wick celebrating because he just made loads of money on non-farm payroll. Yes. And this is traders all around the world right now who have just blown their accounts. What? I love him. Okay, we're getting rejection. I've got 1 minute left on this candle. Got no timer on here either. I can't trade on this thing. 44 seconds. So we're rejecting out of the support rectangle. We haven't tested that though. So the danger of going short here is we could still come back up into here. So if you're going to enter here, stop needs to be pretty wide. And I don't really want to take a stop that wide. Too much. Stopping there is like 350 points. Could take a 350. I mean, it's low risk, so let's do it. Just wait for this candle to close. So I'm just going to move that one down a little. It's too close. I'm not going to get that one on, am I? Because it's 2%. It won't let me do it because I haven't got the margin. This stupid account. Those fingers, what the hell? He's got real problems with his fingers. Look at those. They're really bad, aren't they? Look, actually, why is his arm coming out of his chest? It's like John Wick the alien. That's not right, is it? I don't know. I want to know how it draws them. It's very clever. Right. Oh, this one I pointed out to my wife. I didn't spot this earlier. Yeah. Who can spot the problem with John Wick's hands here? Right, that one, yeah, it's all right. That one, he's got 3 fingers and a finger detached over there, and he's holding a flame, I think. Whose is that? This is the problem with AI. Yeah. AI is not actually that good at hands. It's terrible at hands. Poor old John Wick. I hope this isn't the last John Wick and the outcome is John Wick demise. That would be bad. Pound CAD. What's the time? We've got 25 minutes to the open. So Pound CAD is still rallying hard. This is a short for me. I just see what the unemployment change was as well. So it's all positive. I'm not quite sure why that pound is rallying quite so hard. So that's the, I'm just wanting to whiz through the CAD pairs. Yeah, this CAD is not having a good reaction, is it? There you go. So that's the typical, that's what I'm saying. That's the typical play that we tend to see on this type of news. However, that is also often used to start a double-ended stop hunt. And as well, just looking at the strength of this Canadian dollar doesn't seem to actually be holding any strength. It's not holding up against anything. So you want to be a bit careful. Obviously, what we're doing is just forming a flag at the moment. So this is a typical flag break that we're playing. So we're playing it back into here to get the flag break. So pound CAD, I mean, it's parabolic. It's ready for a profit take move. I would expect this to go parabolic at some point, but what I would expect is obviously the Canadian dollar to be strong as well, and we're not getting that strength. Look at the wicks. We are starting another move on the US dollar to the downside. But yeah, short, I wouldn't want to do anything but short the pound. The pound is a short. At the moment, it's a long against the CAD only because of retail sentiment. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, all the liquidity is sitting at the upside at the minute. That's why they're pushing it up. They need to fill their orders. They're all up there. But I would say that's coming down. I wouldn't want to long it. Certainly wouldn't want to long it. You're putting me in the mood to rewatch the Wicks this weekend. I know. I was saying to the wife, because it's going to be raining all weekend, what we're going to do, nothing on at the cinema I want to watch. So we'll have movie nights and days, afternoons, whatever, with the kids. We tried them on the Hunger Games. They got very bored. There's too much talking and too much kissing in it. So I thought, what hasn't got lots of talking and kissing in it? John Wick. But then I thought, he takes out someone's eyeball with a pencil. So is that relevant for a 14 and a 13-year-old? I mean, it's not real. Yeah, I think John Wick might be a little bit too much for them. But yeah, you got to rewatch them all before you get to watch chapter 4, haven't you? Looks like this flag's about to break. We haven't managed to get back there though yet. So the stop is obviously towards the top of the propulsion gap. So if we do fake out, obviously what I'm worried about here is a W pattern to the upside. But we'll see. Probably H4, isn't it? Yeah, it's just the Euro's broken out this high. This looked like a perfect entry there, but all we got was an accumulation break. So we're just retesting at the minute. Quite possibly got another leg up. It's range bound at the moment. Retail sentiment, look. Retail is short. So it's pushing hard against retail to get the liquidity. So at the moment, it's struggling to come down, but it is pretty range bound. You'll get it. I mean, look, I was in short there. It's just, you'll get it. It's just a time of wait. It's just a wait. Neither of these is really, really, really strong. So neither of them have got a really strong advantage. So as soon as one of them weakens, the other one has a little pop, you'll get an ADR on it. That should be enough to get you out. Still like it as a short. Still pushing. Very wicky to the upside. Look. Sellers, every time the buyers push, the sellers are not having any of it. Eventually, these buyers will give up. All these buyers that are pushing at the moment, that the sellers are absorbing every order that's being bought. They're absorbing the whole lot. And as soon as the sellers push and the buyers get pushed down below these levels, they will puke because that's where their stops are. And as soon as they puke their orders, they become sellers. And the sellers' momentum on top of the buyers who are also now becoming sellers drives price back down. And that's why we get a pullback and a drop like that. Just the buyers pushing and sellers going, nope, nope, not having it. It's going down. Look, we're selling. Thanks for the follow, Michael. Michael Matambo. Stefano, you've got some good names in there, haven't you? Michael, English. Stefano, Spanish or Italian. Matambo is definitely not from those places, is it? Very multicultural. Get that out of the way. Don't need that, don't I? Is that the same for US dollar pound? Pound US dollar, you mean? There isn't a US dollar pound. Well, there is, but it's an exotic. Not something you can trade. So pound US dollar. Did you say pound? Sorry, what am I talking? No, not pound US dollar. Yeah, pound US dollar. So obviously we've had negative US dollar news, e.g. pushing up. Not pushing up for any other reason, whoever's in here, than the fact that the news has pushed it. If the news came out the other way, it would have come down. So there's some weakness coming in the US now. So I'll be watching that level for a short. ADR 125 today. It may not get there and it might just short from there, looking to come back down into here. Okay, so we've got some big movement now coming back down on the indices, coming ahead of the open. So we're pushing up nicely. So want to be back up in here really for the New York Open if possible. And then rally the indices and drop the dollar. May not happen though. We might go right up. Here we go. Okay, so we're retesting the propulsion gap. So it's just made a new high. Look how long that's taken to make a new high. Half an hour. We've been sitting here trying to push. It's taken half an hour to get that in. Sellers will still be sitting in this zone ready to add. First, the matrix is sufficient for your children. Yeah, I know. I've thought the matrix is very complicated. If you actually think of the matrix and the beginning of the matrix, follow the white rabbit and all that lot, it's actually really complicated, the beginning of the film. And it's all about introducing the characters and stuff. But yeah, I would like to try them on the matrix. Might do that. I've got the matrix as well. This is Neo trading stocks. I'm going to have to do much better than that. All they've done basically is taken John Wick, put a different pair of shades on him and a different suit and made him green. Okay, you've got sellers starting to come in. So what I would be looking for is a break below this wick. John Wick. because this, if this candle closes there, that's going to form a propulsion gap, which is an area the buyers are going to try and protect. So I want that wick to get broken. If we get down here, we've got much more chance. But this is still obviously just the flag. Of course, there is the other option. This is all a completely false move today, and the market is not going to bother to do anything until Monday, in which case we ain't going to go anywhere. Freeman, Aussie dollar Swiss. You want to look at what Aussie dollar Swiss? Yeah, all these Swissies collapsing. Look at this, more Swiss franc. Swiss franc is really, really, really strong at the moment. Everything Swiss franc is coming down. Although there's a few pairs starting to hold up. New Zealand seems pretty strong at the moment. US dollar Swiss, there you go. Perfect storm. Swiss franc strength, US dollar weakness. So yeah, odd Swiss. Is a sell at the moment, but from a mean reversion perspective, it's a good buy down here. Very, very good. But it was here as well. Look. This is a tricky one. This Swiss franc's a tricky one because, you know, with these range-bound pairs, if you look at the buyer scorecard, anything that's range-bound, in theory, you know, we should be taking these longs and shorts, and there's no reason why you wouldn't. There's absolutely no bias either way from COT. There's no fundamental bias on it. The only reason this is a -2 is because sentiment is telling us to go short. Other than that, but this is a big move. This is the entire week, this week. The whole week, we've had nothing but parabolic down days. We had a break in the middle. Yeah, so we've had 3 ADR days on the trot. We're almost getting a 4th ADR. Coming out of absolutely nowhere, this Swiss franc move. It will stop. It will go back. But when, you know, this is a huge collapse. Aussie dollar, US dollar. I'll have a look at that in a sec. Okay, so we got bear candle rejection. I'm going to put in a tiny little propulsion gap here. Not enough, though. Sorry, I was just watching things. CAD Swiss 125 ADR. There we go. CAD Swiss. So all of these just. These will all come back though. This is, you know, when you talk about the elastic band being stretched, this is the mother of all squeezes. Look at this on the 4-hour RSI. Yeah, we're down to below sub 10. It's just unbelievable. All going to reverse at some point. Right. Aussie dollar, US dollar. So Aussie US is at the moment is a sell. You can see it's a big sell. Everything is saying to short this at the moment. So we're stuck in an accumulation right now. I mean, you want to be taking shorts. So my ideal would be to come back up into that propulsion gap there. So if we can get up there, great. It's halfway there at the moment. Now we've got this negative US dollar move. If it's going to stay negative, we've got a chance to creep ourselves back up into this propulsion gap and then short out of there. That's what I would be looking to do. But as you can see, and this isn't a propulsion gap because there's no accumulation before it. It's just a propulsion move. That's a proper propulsion gap where you get an accumulation break of the level. That's a good one. That's where I would like to get short. But at the moment, every attempt to break that level is failing. So it could just collapse from there. We're just going to get a second leg. But that area at the top, 225 ADR, it's going to take a couple of days to get up there. Next week, that would make a nice looking short. US device you have connected to this computer malfunctioned. What malfunctioned? Loki takes out a guy's eye in Avengers. That's true, yeah. But yeah, but there's taking out a guy's eye, and then there's fighting someone, putting a pencil on a table and slamming their head into it. It's just one step of violence above Loki, isn't it? And Loki's not real. John Wick is. That's what I'm going to tell you. John Wick is real. I know him. He trades with me. Okay, so there's the propulsion gap. There's the test. Well, there's so a break of that I would be interested in. So now I can put a stop up here for this position, which is 1% short. And then I'm going to add, if possible, down there, if I've got enough margin. If not, I'll have to drop the margin. And get in with something in the region of 300, 350, that'll do. Okay, so I'm going to try a short out of there. Analysis on gold. What's your TP for US dollar CAD? I don't use TPs. I get out when I got money. This is a news event, yeah? So the TP for this, dependent on how it goes, if it goes, on a news move, your TP could be 200, 300 ADR. I've no idea. You get out when you get out. If you want to use a TP, you're going to get out there. That's where you get out today. So on US dollar CAD right now, the obvious spot to take profit is either going to be there, yesterday's low, or it's going to be the previous day's low. These are the levels where we previously found buyers. Yeah. So those are the obvious spots where we'll find limit orders to trigger. 150 on US dollar Swiss. This is where the limit orders will trigger. So there'll be limit orders placed there and there. CAD Swiss 200 on the weekly range. It is Friday. We'll give it that. So that's where you'd set your TP. Yeah. But ask yourself this question. If you got out there and it did that, and then it did that, and it went to 200 ADR, twice the move of that, would you be happy or sad? So if you use a take profit, basically what you're doing is saying, get me out of the market and don't let me have the rest of the move. ADR on the Aussie dollar Swiss. Swiss franc. God. Mission. So yeah, so I don't know where this is going. Go where it goes. But for me, I will take money off when I'm happy with my money. And that depends on how my week's gone. It's the perfect time for entry on US dollar CAD. I reckon so. Will the pound US dollar go down now? I don't know. You're asking me questions as if you think, as if I know which, as if I can predict the future. I don't know. I doubt it. I would expect the pound to rally, but where it is, it's exhausted. But then again, the US dollar CAD's exhausted. It all depends on whether or not the market likes this move. We don't know that. This is going to be a very, very difficult open. So the ORB today, the pre-market 15, you're looking at there, that propulsion gap, which is horrible. And wherever this candle closes, that's your pre-market 15 for the opening range breakout. If you go long, you're buying straight into resistance. So just don't up to you what you want to do, what you like. But if you're going to run the pre-market 15 today, just beware that that is probably like driving into a brick wall. Possibly. It's very difficult to tell at the moment because obviously there's your range. We're an inside, whatever you do today, we're an inside bar, aren't we? So on the news, that'll trigger in a minute. Johannes, how's the hedging account doing? Not good. Not good at all. Oh, look, we're in profit, boys. Ding. Look, it's reset again. You saw that live, right? I did this here live in front of you all. I changed this to the 7th, which is the first day we tested it, right? And it's updated it again. It's gone back to... Why does it do that? That's got to be a bug, surely. So what it's doing is every time it closes a trade, it changes the... That's stupid. Yeah, so the hedging set file... Look, that was... What was that? I don't know how much profit that was in, but it ain't there anymore, is it? Look, 36% drawdown. That's not good. But that's not the reason for it. So my test so far, 4.5% we've had on New Zealand dollar Swiss. So that's the max DD that I've experienced is 4 points. I think it's 4.65 or something like that. But 4.5%, 5% roughly. So what I'm doing with this test is I'm going to drag all this data out into Quant Analyzer and analyze basically, I'm keeping an eye on the max drawdown. But what my focus is what the worst sort of case scenario was on the hedges and what the hedges made. So, for example, New Zealand dollar Swiss, what I want to know is how much have we made on the hedge long? Because it's the hedge, no, sorry, the hedge short. Because the hedge long is going into dramatic drawdown. So I want to know what the grand total of the hedge short is. So when I draw all this data out, if the grand total of the hedge short is better than that, without taking drawdown, so I'll exclude the losses from it. I want to see if it's profitable to keep hold of these positions. I don't think it's going to be. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be. But when you translate this same drawdown control onto an hourly, you will get way less entries and way less drawdown. So I'm trying to calculate what the kind of worst case scenario is. Because it's using drawdown control, so it's never going to blow the account, but I just want to see where it gets to. But yeah, no. I was expecting it to have blown by now. This is doing really well. This has been running for a long time now, for well over a month. I was fully expecting that to be gone by now, but it hasn't. We're still in it. Pound US dollars pushing. Okay, so we got a new lower low, lower high, going the right way at the minute. But the market has just opened. So there's your opening range, 15. There's your pre-market. So pre-market is short. So that's bullish US dollar at the moment. See where we go from here. This will be an interesting open. I think this one might be a little whippy. I think Aussie dollar Swiss will reverse at the London close. Maybe. When we start, yeah, I mean, we quite often get a sell-off head at the end of London. Profit take, basically. They'll all want to get their money in their pockets. Thanks for the follow, Afrox. Sorry, I didn't see you. Mordia Fokker. Mordia Fokker. Or Morda Fokker. Meet the Fokkers. Afrox analysis. As a newbie here, where should I start from, please? So go onto the website and go to free trading education. I don't know how experienced you are, but I would go through, first of all, I would go through the free trading videos. Just, these are all the basics. What is the system? These aren't long. That's 11 minutes. That's 5 minutes. That's 7 minutes. That's 38 minutes. Don't need to know about symmetrical triangles. Forget that. Market structures, 3 minutes. Backtesting RSI, 12, 17. So you probably spend a few hours watching this lot. Don't need to worry about that one. That's to do with the market reverse alert indicator. Yeah. And then do the bootcamp. That's the most important one, which is this. I'll put the link in the chat. That will teach you to about position trading, which is what I do. Just watch this trade. Okay, so new lower low, lower high, putting in lower market structure. That reversal, that's a 3-bar reversal. That's propulsion. Adding second. Am I going to get it on? Yes, it's let me. Okay, so I need to be a bit careful now because I've got 2% risk on. So hopefully that flushes. What I'm looking for is the indices to pop, basically. So I want the indices to rally because that will bring down the US dollar. Euro US dollar ADR. Here come the ADRs. We might get a clean sweep today. I said, didn't I, this morning? I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get that fully lit up today. Pound US dollar will go up. Richie Rocket. Break the next high. It just has. Sorry, you probably said that before that happened. John Pips. Where is he? John Pips. John Wick. Oh, don't do this to me. I'm just going to watch the US dollar CAD on here for a minute, along with the NASDAQ, which is dropping. What's the Dow up to? Okay, the Dow is holding, which is good. So the Dow's bullish. Well, high is trying to be bullish. Market structure on the Dow is the same, except we've got a little bit more bullishness. Why is the crickets not going? Tick strike's not working, is it? Can't hear what's going on. Oh my God, NASDAQ's coming down really hard. Lots of selling. Dear. This doesn't sound good at all. Okay, so that's the start of a potential W on the US dollar CAD. So if we break that high, obviously you can see the market reversal alert indicator there. It's obvious if it breaks that, it's a reversal. That's what the indicator's there for. There's your 5-minute opening range. Big one today. A lot of selling coming in on the NAS and the S&P. Although the Dow's just put in an outside bar. CAD yen 125 ADR. So we've got an outside bar. So US dollar yen 150, still selling. Right, so when we get this low, yeah, we might find limit orders triggering down here. This is where they went to previously. This is where they might start buying it back up again. In which case, obviously, then the US dollar is going to start to a new leg down, and the Dow will obviously break that high. Do you just keep averaging in like CAD Swiss? Yeah, basically, and then obviously do drawdown control along the way. What do I think of the US 30? I don't know at the moment. It's just opened, so we'll see. No way of knowing whether it's going up or down. Obviously, it's a new day, so. We will be bullish or bearish, depending on which way the market wants to go. Oh, that's a good John Wick. Oh, my God. Brian has just sent me a what looks like a John Wick done with OpenAI. What did you put in there? John Wick with bent fingers. ADRs and AWRs going off across the board. Oh my God. I don't know, just open it. Look at the fingers. That's not John Wick, is it? That's Doctor Strange. That's a cross between Doctor Strange and John Wick with really bad mangy. Look at his fingers, poor John. Look, or Doctor Strange, whoever he is. Look at them. It really, really, really does have a problem with fingers, doesn't it? And hands. It's like, how many hands has a human being got? 3? And does it have detached limbs? Yes. Fail. Next version of OpenAI, please. Okay, bulls are coming in. Here they come. Here come the limit orders triggering down at the lows. See if we can get enough movement to hold this up today. Why is the news bad for the dollar? Because the unemployment figures went up. Thought it's positive. No, it's negative. Unemployment figures going up is not good. Yeah. Unemployment going up is bad for the dollar. Because it means that it puts stress on interest rate rises, which means it's not as attractive to invest in the dollar. It's not that bad, though. It's not that bad. But it has caused the Fed to say they're going to do a 0.25 increase instead of a 0.5, which was potentially on the cards, although that was only a potentially. It wasn't a given. So pound odd ADR. Looking a bit more bearish. I can't hear a lot of selling, though, now. There we go. If we break this low on the NASDAQ, I think we might be in trouble. So your 5-minute opening range break, you are short. If you took the pre-market today, you are absolutely loaded. Well done. So the pre-market 1.5 hour was 38. 38 plus 1.5. 39. What? No. 38 times 1.5. It's 57. So target was there. So that's TP hit on the pre-market opening range. And we are now retesting the lows. Come on, the buyers. So US dollar CAD is just putting an inside bar. So no progress. Either way, Aussie dollar Swiss 125 ADR. Have we got a 200 yet? Not quite. So Swiss yen is close to 200 ADR. Really close. Eh? Swiss yen? Oh, sorry. It's always, yeah, no, sorry. It's come off of ADR, isn't it? Sorry. That confused me. It's coming down. I was like, what? It was 175 ADR. It was in the London session. Go away. CAD Swiss 175 ADR. God, it's busy today. 175 ADR on the CAD Swiss. This thing's not stopping. If you're in this, you're going to need to do some aggressive drawdown control. Oh my God. Listen to the selling. Okay. So when you get a lot of selling, like we're hearing here, There we go. Right, that's a lot of selling. A lot of selling to get through there. So watch this level. If we break back above here, yeah, and then we go bull candle from that, I would say that the buyers will have absorbed that lot. That was a lot of selling. So what you were hearing there was them dumping absolutely tons of contracts into the futures market short. Yeah. And if that doesn't close bearish, what it means is that the buyers have absorbed those orders. CAD yen ADR. I'm not going to call the ADRs out. Everything is just going onto as we expected it to. So if we don't get a break and hold below that level, it means the buyers basically are absorbing those orders. So there's a probability of the buyers now pushing back, and all the stop orders on the short sellers that hit that level and couldn't make any progress will trigger, causing buy orders to fly back up, and we'll come back up and retest that area, possibly all the way back up. Yeah. So this is basically the area the sellers would not be able to get through today. The buyers wouldn't let through this level. Yeah. We're just retesting that now. So this is a test of this area. If it gets through it, we'll flush, but there is a good probability of a big pullback from there. Oz Swiss 200 weekly. Euro CAD. Have we got a full house yet? Not quite. Oz CAD, Oz US. Big moves. Okay, US dollar CAD. We're just about to get a reversal alert. There we go. It's just about to close. I've only got a minute left. Yeah, minute left. Yeah, so the sellers have won this, look. So I'll be looking for shorts on this. If we can get a pullback, which doesn't bode well for my US dollar CAD, unfortunately. We'll see. We are holding this level at the minute, though. Euro US dollar will tap. Okay, so we've got a fortune teller in the room who is saying it's going to tap that level. What's it going to happen after it taps that level? Full DD pullback. Don't quite know what that means, Kinoro Junior, but we'll see if your magic powers are correct. You reckon it's going to tap that level and pull back? Okay. Okay, there's your opening range 3. That's your 15-minute opening range, which we are flushing out the lows. So looking at the NASDAQ, for downside targets, it's last week's low, basically. Oops. Which is 125 ADR. I'll just turn these crickets down because I think we get the message. There's a lot of selling at the minute. So, yeah, 125 ADR basically to the downside is where we'll be heading. That's where our next reaction is likely to come from. There we go. So sentiment EA has just banked $2,000. We're still sitting in 479. So basically today at 10:30, it's going to bank everything green. So everything you see in the P&L green will get banked. So we're on target to bank probably another 2 to 3K. And then we'll be left with probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, $5,000 DD, 5%. So we will have banked somewhere in the region of 16 with a 5% drawdown. Let's see where we end up. People are charging 1,000 for this, mate. You're an absolute legend. I know people charge a lot of money for this. I haven't even done any analysis yet. There's too much going on today for analysis. There's no point in doing analysis on any of this lot because obviously everything you're seeing now is a news event. So there's just no point basically trying to analyze anything today until we get these US dollar and CAD positions out of the way. It's going to go where the hell it's going to want to go. And we don't really have any choice. But have I stopped out? Oh, that's close. That's close. So this is the last chance saloon basically in here. This candle. So that's where it all changed. Market open, market's flushed completely. This account is really not having much luck, is it? This is why I hate prop. It's just very, 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 very time consuming a lot of the time. You spend a lot of time trying to get something over the line rather than just not using a stop loss and making money. But anyway, that's going to stop out that one. I don't think I'm going to be able to draw any weights on this to be able to hold it down. Let's try it. No, no. Oh, that's a really bad weight. Oh, no. No, that's stupid. That's a stupid thing to do. The roof. There we go. There we go. You can't get at the top of the roof. Oh, you git. Am I? We seem to have locked up. Whoa. Okay, so out of one. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. I just need to quickly grab the door. Sorry about that. I'm back. Oh, I'm going to have to shoot the wife. Got a parcel to collect. No. Wife's not here. Never mind. Anyway. Okay, here come the buyers. Bad case of octofinger on that one, yeah. That was really bad on that. Poor old John, whoever he is. I'm not sure who that is. Warren did that, but I'm not sure if it's John Wick or if it is meant to be Doctor Strange. Kind of looks more Doctor Strangey, but with John Wick's suit on, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm not celebrating, John. Refocus. Okay, so we've got some sellers starting to enter here. We've run out of buying power, so we'll see if we can get a move to the downside. Still think this has potentially got a move to the downside, but we'll see. Certainly flushing at the minute. Anybody on the opening range breakouts this afternoon with the EA? If you've taken the pre-market 15, you haven't had any reason to exit yet. Any trading stops you've got on are still in place, and you are making an absolute fortune. Well done. Pound odd 150 ADR, Euro odd 150 ADR 2, Aussie dollar yen 150. Be very, very careful trying to mean revert any of this at the minute. Just watch the buyer scorecard. And that's not the buyer scorecard. And obviously keep an eye on the retail sentiment as well. Obviously, the combined sentiment is really the best thing to sort of pay attention to. Gold, what's gold doing? Haven't looked at gold. 150 ADR. Yeah. Again, it's just another US dollar cross, weak US dollar, positive gold. Yeah, it is gold crossed with US dollar. So it's exactly the same as any other US dollar cross. Here come the buyers. US dollar will start to come down a little bit now, potentially. Uh-oh. Kinoro Jr., your crystal ball looks like it's failing you. What have I got on half? Okay, gone short one more. Very tight stop on this one. If we get back down to these lows, I will tighten these stops up and bring them down. This may just be a pullback long. So if you look at the market structure at the moment, yeah, this is potentially what is playing out now. Yeah. However, this is also the contrarian view, which I've got at the minute. Hence being short. One of them is going to play out. I can guarantee you that. Retail was heavily long on the CAD Swiss. Yeah. This is it, Big Papa. These are different strategies. Yeah. CAD Swiss, retail sentiment, 98. I haven't refreshed this, but... oh, it's flipped the other way, isn't it? Wasn't it CAD Swiss that was 99 and now it's odd Swiss? Yeah, no, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, look, 98% of the market is long on CAD Swiss. You can't argue that the market pushes against retail sentiment. Yeah. They are still longing the crap out of this thing, hoping to catch that falling knife. They've been trying to catch that falling knife now for 3 days. Which is what we do, isn't it? Yeah, mean reversion. That is what we do. Mean reversion. We're looking for mean reversion, but mean reversion will fail in a strong trend or in a fundamental shift situation. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to manage those trades. At some point, they will profit take, and as soon as that profit take move starts, that W formation goes in, we will start to rally back up, and that's when we need to take advantage of it. So we're watching now for aggressive drawdown control to be done down here on any type of bullish price action. So 175 ADR, yeah, this is today. Since we hit ADR today, yeah, and exceeded ADR, this is the first bullish candlestick you've had. So if you want to get an aggressive position on, if you've got like however many 6 contracts short, 6 lots short, or whatever on this, or 6 lots long rather, if you're mean reverting it, enter stop loss with 3 or more. If you want to go 6, go big. The bigger you go, the quicker that average is going to come down and the faster you're going to escape that position. But obviously just bear in mind, every time you do aggressive drawdown control, you are standing in front of a freight train by the sheer fact that you need to do aggressive drawdown control. You have to be standing in front of a steam train. It's a completely abnormal thing to do to hit the buy button there. But when that works, you'll be out of it in a shot. The odd is really sinking as well, is it? Doesn't look like it's going anywhere. Yeah, well, so everything will be coming down against the Swiss franc, everything, because the Swiss franc's powering up. So really strong yen today as well. Look, remember what I said yesterday about the yen? Anybody? Anybody listen to me? If we get money pulling out of that, it will potentially pile into the yen. It's just what happens. Money piles into the Swiss franc and the yen. Typically, we haven't had it so much in the yen recently because of the weakness in the yen, but that is changed, isn't it? Since we hit 150, yeah, this thing hasn't looked back. Intervention. So the yen is now a major player again. Potentially difficult, very difficult to know what's going to happen with these, but I mean, you'll get a mean reversion of those sometime. More bulls coming in, which is good. What is that you are trading? The news kicked me out. What am I trading? I'm trading US dollar CAD short at the moment. It's up there. I don't know if you can see it. On here, I have an indicator on MT4 that shows you what I'm doing, but I'm having to trade. I'm being forced against my will to trade MT5 with the fivers. Although I want to trade MT4, but they won't let me. Don't like it. Don't like MT4, 5, even. Give gold 1 week, it will be at 1810. All depends what happens with the US next week. But yeah, I mean, this is potentially a pullback. But I mean, the market is obviously not happy at all with the US dollar at all. And, you know, we've still got FOMC's propulsion gap to fill. The last, this is exactly this candlestick you're seeing here on the chart right now. Can I zoom in? Will that go to the last one? Let's have a look. Yeah. So this is the unemployment figures last month. This is the unemployment figures this month. Yeah. They were positive. They are negative. Yeah. Look what happened after that. Flag, break. Flag, break. We should be back up in this propulsion gap potentially within the next whatever. But US dollar is still strong. Just because we've had one dip on unemployment doesn't mean that that is a negative US dollar. Yeah, that buyer scorecard is not going to change dramatically. The US dollar is still a buy at the moment, which means you want to be selling. It's pound US dollar. That was ADR. Another ADR rather. ADR. Everything's an ADR. 150 ADR. Henry would be happy, wouldn't he? Euro US dollar have a full ADR from oversold on what? Euro US dollar have a full ADR on oversold from 4-hour pullback, full pullback. Sorry, I can't even understand what you're saying. I don't know what you mean. Euro US dollar have a full ADR from oversold on 4-hour full pullback. New Zealand US, we're nearly there. We need Aussie dollar CAD, Aussie dollar US, Euro odd. There's New Zealand CAD. Bingo. Aussie dollar CAD, Aussie US, Euro odd, Euro New Zealand, Pound New Zealand, and New Zealand Swiss to get full house. US dollar yen 175 ADR. This US dollar's dying. Come on, die more. Why is the Canadian dollar so strong? I've picked the wrong pair again, haven't I? It's always the way, isn't it? I picked the wrong pair. I thought this would be strongest because obviously we've got the Canadian dollar strength, but we're not seeing that. I want to add to this. Have I got any margin left? No. God, this is so annoying. I can't press it. I want to not add. Euro US dollar 125. Oh, that magic number might be hit. Look. There it is. That's exactly where it's going to turn, apparently. If that happens, I shall be on to you for a whatever system or strategy you're using, if you don't mind, Kinoro. Just let me know exactly why that is where you think it's going to turn. I would be interested to know. If you say pivot points to me, I'm going to shoot you. I'm only joking. It probably is a pivot point, though, isn't it? 106,855 on 4-hour pullback to ADR. I don't know what you mean by a 4-hour pullback to ADR. I don't understand what you mean. I'm on the 4-hour. ADR is there. Do you mean resistance? Pullback to resistance? Is that what you mean? 125 euro yen. Off all days, my internet crashes. Oh, Brian, you missed it. We've been admiring your handiwork. Is that John Wick or is that Doctor Strange, or is it John Wick and Doctor Strange with funny fingers? What did you type in to OpenAI to get that result? Pound CAD 150. Come on, CAD. I just need a CAD rally. If I can get this back to break even by the weekend, I'll accept this as a crap week. Yesterday just did me basically on the Swiss. That was why. I was doing all right until yesterday. It's just the Swiss franc scuppered me. Potential reversal in pound US dollar. Oh, no. We don't want to hear sellers coming in. I might break even average this. Oh, come on. If we can run those lows. Just want to listen to tick strike while we attack these lows. I just want to see what's happening in the futures. Thanks for the follow. I think I missed some people, haven't I? Bryce, did I say thanks for the follow, Bryce? No. Dilavar, welcome aboard. Themba, is that Themba? The Themba from the Telegram group, or is that a different Themba? We still haven't got enough thumbs up in here. We've only got 70. There's 111 in here. Okay, we've got some buyers starting to come in. That's good. That should drive this down. What I want to see, what I'm hoping for, is a load of buyers when we hit these lows. If we've got a load of buyers in the stock market at these lows, it will drive that through. And if we can get that pushed through to the lows, we've got a really good chance of dropping down to yesterday's low. Sorry, yeah, no, yesterday's low, yeah, there. And then we've also got previous day's low as well. So there's two really nice potential levels. T5, God. So I don't mean to keep complaining, but I can't stand this platform. So yeah, I'm just hoping we get a load of buying rally come in as we approach these lows, and we just get a little pop. If we get a pop, I'm going to break even average the trade. And then I'm going to see if I can get a run. I'm not going to get 200 ADR. I'll close one out before I get down there. Keep going. No, there's a limit buy there. See that? Pop. That's crap. Draw it properly. $10. You're not coming back from that. There we go. There's the pop. Okay, so exactly the same as we just saw on the NASDAQ, looking for this to rally and hold below that level and then pull back a little bit. There we go. Cool. Okay, just moving to break even. Okay, so it's no risk trade. Basically, I'm looking for it either to pull back and drop and test these lows, or it will stop me out of break even. Can't lose. I could obviously grab that now and go back to a positive day, but I think we've got a good chance of that rallying down from there. NASDAQ's still pushing. We're back up into propulsion. So as long as the NASDAQ can hold this level and pull back and push and come back up and retest this is what I'm expecting it to do. Try and retest that. So basically just a rotation day today. We'll be fine. The other option is obviously we don't go into a rotation day. We go into a trend day. And obviously then we're going to push down to those lows, which means that the US dollar will push back up, which means I'll get stopped out. So out of my control. Could take it, but I'd rather wait. Oh my God, look at the limits firing there. Look at that. That's not good. So they're buying up the lows, basically. That's not going to be, I might as well bank it. Closing that. Here comes some sellers. This is going to push back up now. So that's really badly drawn, wasn't it? So this is an uneven stop run. Potential W reversal pattern. We'll see what happens down here. I might add one back on, but I want to see some really decent bearish close on this. We've got 1 minute left to the close of this candle. Just turn the ticks off for the minute. I'm getting wrecked on the pound US dollar. Miami Dave. That'll come back down. You'll be down there at some point soon. I think I'll probably bank some more sentiment. I've got a feeling. No, I haven't. Oh, look at that. See how quick this flips, look. We were sitting in $500 profit a minute ago. Now we're in 2.3% of drawdown. Difference a candle can make. Okay. So that's what we'd like to see. I'm just going to monitor this to see what the price action does. So we've got obviously we've got 3 down bars there. So if we can get some kind of pullback going into here, and then we see some bearish price action, I might try and take another short. I don't think this is going to get started today. And we're getting a little bit late in the day after the news. So we're like 40 minutes into the session now from the open. On this, obviously, we haven't gone anywhere. Obviously, the NASDAQ's completely bottomed out at ADR. John as a newbie trader after non-farm payroll. That's what that was it? John as a newbie trader after non-farm payroll. That's John after That's John as a newbie trader after non-farm payroll. He's been smashing the keyboard so hard he's broken all of his fingers. Mr. Wick. God, hard work today. You see how much nicer the American chat is to you. I know, David, it's much nicer, isn't it? Lots of likes and no negative comments. I know, this is good. 74 likes. I like the Americans. I really, really like the Americans. See if the likes go up. I really, really like the Americans and the Canadians. Just trying to see if we've got Americans or Canadians in here. If you're Canadian, hit the like button. We haven't got any. All American. Oh well. Not I mean, oh well. I mean, just we haven't got any Canadians in, which is sad. They should be happy. The Canadian dollar's going up. Okay, we seem to have stalled a little bit here. We've still got some rallying on the NASDAQ. What's the Dow up to? Let's see what the Dow's doing. Okay, Dow's gone nowhere. We are back to the start, basically. Pretty much back to square one. Indian Afrox, are you? Okay. Miami's Scottish. Miami Dave is Scottish. Dave Hoot, you're Canadian. Why didn't you hit the like button then? Oh, there's 76 now. Okay, all right, take that back. Take that back. I'm obviously delayed. This is why it's happening, isn't it? I'm delayed. So I'm saying things, nothing's happening, and then you're hearing it a couple of minutes later. MWWC spiking. Raymond Sanchez. What does that mean? I love to go to Miami. Yeah, so would I. I haven't been to Miami. I've only ever been to New York. Q80. Oh, we've got a right old mix of everybody in here, haven't we? Johannes, pound CAD is killing you. Yeah, rallying. Crazy moves today. Crazy moves. Just got to hold on. Crazy moves will be undone. Why is that Canadian dollar so weak? Aussie dollar CAD's rallying. CAD yen's dropping. Whoops. CAD Swiss we know about. Euro CAD rallying. Pound CAD rallying. Look at this. I've just completely picked the wrong instrument, haven't I? The one instrument I thought today was going to be the big one was the US dollar CAD. And I said, didn't I, this morning, the perfect scenario is negative and positive. And yet what the market has done has completely reacted in the opposite way to the positive Canadian news. And the US has obviously done its thing, but the CAD has completely scuppered me. Any other instrument I would have traded today, spot on. Just for some reason, they've got no inkling to buy the Canadian dollar at the minute. Everybody is short the CAD. Yeah. Everybody short the CAD. Everybody short something against the CAD, rather, I should say. It'll come down. Okay, so we are starting to pull back on the indices. I might switch over. I don't really know what to trade today, to be honest. Everything's a mess, isn't it? Might just leave it where it is. I don't really want to push it. Where am I from? I'm from the UK, if you can't tell. I'm from south of the UK, not from London. Everybody thinks I'm from London that is abroad because I sound English. Obviously, all English people come from London, as all American people come from New York. You're long on pound yen, Proster. just getting long. I'd be wary about buying the pound at the moment, especially against the yen. I'd be worried about that trade. Depends if you're what your time frame is, but I think you'll find out early next week. You'll be down here somewhere. Might even be down there today, the way the yen is going. But we'll see. Okay, Nasdaq's rolling over. So we'll see how we hold up in this area here. This was the largest buy zone. If we retest that low, I think we've got a chance of dropping lower from there. Might take a short on this one. Do I trade oil? Not really. I do dabble in it. The problem with oil at the moment is it's too erratic. So I'm looking on oil for a structure break back up to, well, I mean, 107 a barrel is the forecast for the year. 85 would be where I would be looking to get out of a long position. But it's not actually managing to get anywhere at the moment. As you can see, all we're doing is we're playing this range at the minute. It's contracting though. The range is contracting. So it's getting ready for an explosive move. The explosive move should be to the upside, fundamentally. So this is a good spot to buy. You've missed it already this morning, but you know, buying every dip basically, but it's really hard to pick lows on it. So anywhere in this area really is of interest, but right now you could take one. Well, it's up there now, isn't it? There, take one there and then add in down there. If that low gets broken, I would probably jump ship and take a loss on it. But I'd be looking for longs. So M5 there. Except it did that, and then it did that. It's erratic. This is why I don't like it. I don't trade gold. I don't position trade gold because it's erratic, and I tried to position trade gold or oil before Christmas and had really good results with it. Pulled about 9 or 10% out of it in a couple of weeks, but then got really squeezed on it. And the trouble is, it moves so fast. You know, it doesn't pay much attention to ADR. Very much when it wants to go. It just seems to have too much movement and too fast. So, you know, you'll get in a long position. I think those. I don't know. Oh no! I pressed that stupid button again. God. We'll rearrange everything in a minute. But yeah, I had a trade. Why have I got that on there? Just go away. Stop me hitting it, won't it? So yeah, I was in. I can't remember where I was. I got in basically long, and I got out somewhere. I didn't think it was there. I got out there, and it just collapsed. And the collapses, and if you see the speed of collapse, the candle, it's like boom, boom, really, 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 really fast. So I just don't get on with it. But I'd always be looking for longs on oil. So just buy all the dips on oil. So it's a little bit like the S&P in the good old days. Yeah, you just buy it. You never sell in the S&P. You just buy it. We're in a bear, volatile market at the moment, so you can do both. But normally in a bull calm market, you just do the buys. It's very much the same, but this is volatile. It's bear volatile. But I would be looking just for bull moves on it. It's ever so slightly grabbing highs when it wants to. Yeah, but it's struggling to get through this. But when it does, we're off up here. But it's just trying to find, I don't know. I think it's a really nice little scalping instrument at the minute. But look at the ADR move on it. The ADR is like 330 pips. don't know. But longs for me, and just usual stuff, ADR extremes and getting in. So H4 extended, which was today. So you drop down M15, take the reversal alert here. Didn't get much out of it, look. At the minute, let's say it's not finished yet, the move, but Aussie New Zealand 125 ADR. Let's put everything back together now. Fat fingered that button so many times. I always remove it from my terminals normally. So we nearly got full house. So 200 ADR US dollar yen, that is our biggest mover today. So for exhaustion, mean reversion, this is the one. 200 ADR. Why is that not? What? Oh, we're down here. Oh, blimey. Okay. It's just redrawing. There we go. So if you're looking for something to get into right now as an exhaustion play, that's your puppy. That is currently your propulsion gap, which we're leaving off the back of this. But be warned. Look what happened last time we had unemployment. Yeah. That was your unemployment last time. Not quite as big today, but that's what we did afterwards for a day. And then we came back. So be very careful trying to mean revert. This is off the back of fundamental news. Actually, no, that wasn't the last one, was it? Sorry, that's a lie. That's a total lie. That wasn't FOMC, was it? FOMC was here. FOMC and the unemployment was somewhere around here. But yeah, that was the last Japanese intervention, wasn't it? Do you trade oil? I got to dash. Buy. By the way, OOS testing, exactly the same results. Ah, really? Seymour is developing a secret strategy. He won't tell me what it is, but he's DM'd me his results for the last 4 years in backtesting. And it's got a curve like you wouldn't believe. And I said to him, you've got to do out of sample testing on that because everybody can curve fit a strategy to fit a risk. Oh, missed it. It's me talking. I was going to get short. I don't want to get short there. I want to get short higher up. Yeah, you can always get a really nice profit curve by curve fitting a strategy. But replicating that curve on a different time period out of sample, so like 2000 to 2004, and getting the same results on 1996 to 2004 or whatever. Why am I picking dates 20 years ago? I have no idea. 2000 to 2023, and then getting 19 to 19. I'm so old. 2017 to 2020. If you can get the same profit curve there as you get in there, that strategy's got really good opportunities, really good legs. So he's shown me his profit curve and it looks phenomenal. But the thing that will always worries me, short on the NASDAQ. I am trying to go short on the NASDAQ. There we go. The thing that always worries me about that sort of strategy is he's got a 97% strike rate with it. So it's a 97% profitable trades, and it uses a stop loss. So if you're using a stop loss on any strategy that has a profit curve that looks like that, it always worries me that it's curve fit, because a normal stop loss based strategy will never ever have a 97% strike rate, because you will always have a profit curve that looks something along the lines of that. Yeah, because you're going to get stopped out. If you use a stop in this market and you get 97% strike rate, it's either the holy grail or there's something wrong with the test. Usually, that's my experience anyway. And usually what happens is when you take that test from 2020 to 2023, and then you take the same test and put it on 2017 to 2020, what you do is you get that usually, because the strategy has had the settings optimized for that date period. It's found in that exact set of data what would have worked the best. And then you take that, and that set of conditions there wasn't the same in there, and then it fails. So I said, if you can do that, so if he's got a good result in a previous time period, maybe a really, really good strategy. Doesn't mean it's a bad strategy if it fails an out-of-sample test. If it gets still a positive result, but not as good, it's still a positive result. But it's very rare to get the same result in 2 time periods. So, but we'll find out. He won't tell me what it is. He's been super, 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 super secretive about it, which is fair enough. But I'm always looking for new strategies. I just haven't found many that work. That's the trouble. Miami Dave, near London. Not far away from London. Put it this way. I could get to London in an hour and a half, which is pretty much the other side of the country. It's an island. It's not that big. Pittsburgh. Brian's in Pittsburgh, eh? Blimey. Steelers. Profster, 30 minutes. Oh, right. You're long on pound yen on 30 minutes, are you? Oh, I know what you're doing. You're secretly sitting there watching Raja Banks, aren't you? Admit it. Admit it. You're watching Raja Banks now, aren't you? You've got me on one monitor and Raja Banks on the other. Come on. Wicks, don't lie. Don't lie to me. There is no one else on this planet that trades pound yen on 30-minute charts. You're a CAD 125 ADR. Jeez, look at this move today. Obviously, the strategy is failing because it's not mine. I'm in US dollar CAD long because, you know, Canadian. Yeah, go a long way. Have you watched The Boys? Yes, I love The Boys. I've watched The Boys twice. It's a badass, better version of Marvel. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. There's a new season coming out as well, season 3. Very, very good. It's the goriest thing in the world. It got voted in, I think it was a Movie Magazine or something, as the best superhero series of all time, beating everything. That includes all the Marvels they've done spin-off series for, The Boys. It's just brilliant. I can't show any clips of The Boys on here because it's too gory. But just imagine Superman, if you haven't watched it. Imagine Superman when he uses his laser eyes. What happens is, not a lot. When laser eyes are used in The Boys, people explode. Heads explode. It's, yeah. Homelander. That's the Superman version in The Boys. Homelander is absolutely brilliant. There he is. Badass. This scene is just before he let a plane load of people crash to the floor and die. He's a superhero. He can fly. He could have saved the plane. What did he do? Nothing. And he left one of his superhero friends on the plane to die with them, which he didn't because he's invincible, obviously. But he's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. If you haven't watched it, The Boys, it's on Amazon. I'm just trying to see if there's a gory one. Oh, no, not going to watch that. Yeah, that's proper Superman. Look. He's evil. He's very, very, very good. Anyway, I'll leave that there. Go and watch it. How's my trade doing? Oh, Christ. It's not going to be my day today, is it? This is scalping. Well, scalping is just either hit or miss. Today is a miss, by the way. Look at it. Pound yen's still coming down. CAD Swiss seems to be holding down here at the moment now. So we've just retested the lows on that pullback. We bought them back up again. So if this candle gets bought up again, or we see signs of more bullishness coming in here, again, yeah, that's likely what we're going to get. The reversal alert will obviously signal that the bulls have taken control, and that's when potentially we're going to get a big move starting. So if you're looking to get in aggressive on CAD Swiss, you need to get all aggressive moves. You need to give yourself room. I did a video on this week and put it on YouTube about aggressive drawdown control. You need to give yourself room. Don't put tight stops on aggressive because it's remember you're running against the tide. So the first time you see some bullishness may not be the first time it actually manages to get hold, but it does mean that we are starting a profit take and we are starting to find some buyers come into the market. So watch these candles if you need to get in long. Also, if you're going to do aggressive and you're taking your long, just have a look out and see. Oh God, there's nothing on there. Look at this. This is way beyond the strongest move we've seen on this for a long time. So that is your next level of support, which is miles away. So there's nothing really. Got that little wick there that it's just around about now. So there's nothing really you can see to the left where you could possibly put your stop under. There we go. So we've got some bullish price action coming in now. I would probably say go somewhere under 200 ADR, really. Somewhere around here. But that's good. Looks like it's starting to move. I'm from North Carolina, David. We lovely here. That's good. Well, all of them. Where are they all then? I've got 100 odd people in here. Where's the rest of North Carolina? Come on, North Carolina. Morning, Georgios. Welcome to the gang. You just subscribed. Hey, look, who's back? Guess who's back? Back again. Nirav's back. Selling stuff. Okay, so I'm tempted. I really am. Have I got any margin? Okay, we've got. Okay, candle's just closed. Okay, I'm going long one on the CAD Swiss. So if you're going to do aggressive drawdown control, this is what you would be doing. Yeah, nice wide stop. Give it a bit of room. So just look at the distance of a normal stop run. Yeah, when we get a stop run, there aren't any there. Look, that far, that far, that far, that far, that far. Yeah, give yourself what you can see they are running stops by as room, so that if we are going to get, what we want to do is we want to survive. If this is going to be a W and it's going to go, fantastic. If it isn't and they're going to stop run this low, we want to give ourselves room. I haven't really given myself enough room there, have I, to be honest? But I'm not doing an aggressive position, but just give yourself room that you can see. Look at the wicks there, nasty. Just give yourself a decent amount of space. $257. What's that? Old order. So say what? That's an old order I left. Don't usually do that. So yeah, I like the look of that potentially for a long. Nasdaq's going back the other way. I've got $1,250. If you're wondering why I'm getting in with ridiculous lot sizing on this, I've got $1,250 of drawdown on this account. I kind of like this Fiverr account because you've literally, if there's no daily drawdown, you've got an account drawdown, which is really nice because when you get into profit, I was $700 in profit on this on Wednesday. When you get that close, which is basically halfway to target, it allows you to be able to ramp it up a little bit and take sort of larger trades and more risk and give them a little bit more room to move with drawdown. Obviously, that hasn't worked for me this week because we've had the Swiss move, which is what I was getting onto. But it's really nice actually not having a daily drawdown limit and not having to worry about it. Literally, it is 1,250 all-time max loss. That is it. So it's a really nice way to trade. Most of the other prop firms obviously don't do that. I kind of like the Fivers in that respect. Homelander is a proper psycho. He is a proper psycho. Neo, am I in any trade? I'm in lots of trades. I'm always in lots of trades. Michael Smith, hate taking losses. Yes, everybody does. You have to, though, if you're, especially with these Swissies at the minute. But we have got a possible breather. This will breathe. Obviously, it's going to breathe. All these Swiss franc pairs are going to breathe. There you go. We've got perfect reversal Stein. This is what I mean. I was talking about earlier. I'm going to stop out on the Nasdaq. That one's not working. New Zealand dollar CAD 125 ADR. When you've got, and this is why you can't just rely on the reversal alert CA to trade for you. You've got to look at it and go, right, that's too far away. I'm not going to get a signal on this. I need to get into this again because my last trade was up here somewhere. Take that. That is a break of structure. Yeah. It just isn't being used on that. There's no way to program the EAs and the indicators to take every single version of market structure into place, and everybody's going to do it slightly differently. So a lot of people will be looking at that now going, that will be a break of market structure. A lot of people will do what I do, which is use a single candle to determine when the last lot of buying was. So we stopped buying. That's why the indicator works in that way. That's where we stopped buying. We made a new low. Therefore, if we break that high, the buyers will come in with us and we'll push through. That's the idea. That's the concept. So it's not always going to be the case because if you get parabolic moves, you need to find another way. That would be the other way. You are always on any reversal alert, any mean reversion trade, you're always going to be buying into some kind of resistance, which is what you need to watch, which is why we get the market structure doing that. Because we're always hitting, as soon as we make a breakout, we're always breaking out into a resistance, which pushes us back. And it's whether or not we've got enough buyers on board to push back. It's just a battle all the time, isn't it? And this is what we're seeing, the battle zones here between the buyers and the sellers. Fight, fight, fight. Shalk, afternoon, haven't seen you for a while. Missed the session, and if not relative now, I understand. I have a question about the sentiment indicator you have on the sentiment EA. Where do I get the indicator which shows the real-time sentiment as you have on the top right? That's the EA. So the EA is generated. Look at that again. Drop back down to $1,400. This thing moves so fast because I'm in so many pairs. It really, really, really moves around a lot, this drawdown. So this is basically, this isn't an indicator. This is the EA displaying that. And all it's doing is it's taking that from the website, yeah? So if you want that data, it's all on the website. It's all free. It's on the site. Yeah, it's here. So just go to retail sentiment. That's it. That's literally it. It's pulling that data into the EA on an hour-by-hour basis. So you can get it all here. I'm worried about that not being correct. I have checked it, and it is, from what I can see. But I'm struggling with that. I still can't believe. But that's what we do, isn't it? This is what retail does. It's coming down really fast. It's cheap. Everybody's got this mentality. When something's coming down really fast, they think it's cheap. You're trading a product that hasn't got a tangible value. There is no such thing as cheap in Forex. Forex is an exchange rate. There is no tangible asset attached to it. There is no price that you can determine as cheap for an FX instrument. But mentally, we see something coming down really hard and we think it's got to be bought. That isn't always the way it works. But they certainly have been buying the crap out of the Swiss franc pairs, haven't they? Look, all of them. All the sentiment at the moment on the Swiss franc, everybody is buying the crap out of it, and it's still coming down. At some point, though, these guys are going to be right. And hopefully, it's now. Let's go, Swissy. If I can get these 2 trades over the line, that'd be beautiful. I don't want the 1200, do I? Let's go there. Okay, bring my stop down there. TP rather. I call it a stop now because it stops me making profit. If it comes back up to there and it takes me out of the market, it's going to stop me making any more profit, isn't it? Stop profit. It's not take profit, it's a stop profit. But yeah, that isn't an indicator, Shalk, but it's literally just the data on the website. I'm liking long US 30 setup at the moment, but I trade on the 1-5 time frame. On the Dow, CAD Yen 200. Let's go yen. Yen is on a mission. I can't see any direction at all in that at the moment in the Dow. I would buy that and I would sell that at the minute. I can't. It's a good buy out of there. It was, but now it's not. It's not going anywhere. This market is not interested now. It's bored, isn't it? It's got more chance of dropping because of a pullback in the US dollar, I think. That's really all I can see, but I don't know if even that's going to happen this afternoon. Doesn't seem likely anything's going to move much until after lunch, and then it'll either be a sideways move or it'll be a massive sell-off and we'll get a big pop. Diamond grew up in Western NC, went to WCU. Did you? Blimey. I'm really boring. I've always lived in the UK. Pound CAD. I have travelled the world, though. I went travelling for 6 months. 175 pound CAD. I've been everywhere. Been all over Asia, Australia, New Zealand, America. Not all over America, obviously. I only went for 6 months, so I obviously didn't do everywhere. I went travelling for 6 months. Took 6 months out. Best 6 months ever. Went with the intention of spending somewhere between 5 to 10k and working. Ended up spending all of it. 30k plus. We travelled in style. We went travelling with backpacks, yeah. We started in Hong Kong, travelling with backpacks. We left Hong Kong with suitcases. Backpacking wasn't for us. No, actually, that's a lie. We did get to Singapore and to Thailand with our backpacks. Then we got suitcases in Thailand, in Bangkok. We ended up in a 5-star hotel in somewhere. And then we went, nah, can't be asked to lug these around anymore. Let's get something with wheels. And then, of course, we went all over Thailand with wheels. That's not good. It's sand everywhere. Brian, I'm calling it a week. Internet is not cooperating. Wheel of Death on the YouTube feed. Switching to phone. Yeah, I would call it a week as well. I don't think we're going to get very far today. Well, I say we've gone far today, but Jesus, that's coming down again. Let's see. Still strong. We've got 200s on a number of things now. CAD Yen, US dollar Swiss. We've got 175s all over the place on these Swiss francs. Look, US dollar Swiss is 175. Swiss Yen and CAD Swiss 175. So these are all amazing mean reversion opportunities, I would say, on a normal day. If you see this on a normal day, you've got lovely mean reversions. Today, there is a high probability, obviously, the probabilities of going further are 3%. The probabilities there of going further were 6%. The probabilities of there going further were 12%. But it's doing it, and it will do, because 3% of the year, it goes on beyond that. And this is possibly one of those. But use the percentages, play the odds, and you will find you're fine. Welcome aboard, Georgios. and Omcar. Right. Just catch up with the chat. And then I think I'm just going to keep these running. I'll stay a little bit while these are running because this might pop the NAS. We've just pulled right back on it. We've made a lower high. So we're in a symmetrical triangle at the minute. So I think we're going to get a pop, and we are basically a symmetrical triangle at the end of a drop is a drop to the downside typically. So I'm looking potentially for a drop out the lows here and then a retest of ADR. But it's very skittish. It's very skittish. Hi, Georgios. Real Cockney, born under the sound of the Bow Bells and now living in Spain. Very cool. I only go to visit London. It's too smelly. How many candles do you look back for a new high or low on the reverse alert indicator? There isn't a number. Doesn't work that way. Cheap stocks, FX, is exactly what Tom Hugard says. Cheap stocks, FX, is exactly what Tom Hugard says. Don't understand. What you mean? You mean what I was saying about things coming down and not stopping? Yeah, yeah. In the stock market, that is 100% true in the stock market, obviously. Yeah. If a stock's coming down, yeah, sorry, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, Tom says that in his book. If a stock is coming down, yeah, it's coming down because it's devaluing. It's not coming cheap. It's crashing. It's collapsing. You don't buy something that's collapsing in the stock market. FX is different in respect of if something's coming down, it's because one of the currencies is stronger than the other currency. Yeah. There's no reason why that should change. I can't do it. It's going to the... Yeah. If pound odd is going up, it's because the pound is stronger than the Australian dollar. And it doesn't mean it's too expensive and everyone's going to sell it, because there is nothing to sell. Yeah. As long as the pound's economics and fundamentals will continue to do that, and the Australian dollars will continue to do that, this will continue to go up. The only reason this will come down is if it's extended so much that the banks need to do a profit take on it. If there is a fundamental that causes a move, then there is no profit take required. They are actually leveraging themselves into that, and they will push as hard as they can. They will squeeze every penny out of it. That's why they call it a squeeze. This is why this is the theory behind the retail sentiment, and this is what the EA, the retail sentiment EA, is taking advantage of. The fact that squeezes in the market happen. Yeah, that's why we call it a squeeze. If you're going short, if you're short here and the market goes up, you're feeling pressure. You're squeezed. If you go short again and the market pushes up, you're even more squeezed and contracted. You're thinking, I don't like it. Yeah, they'll keep doing that, and eventually you will go, nah, no more, and you'll negate your order to them. You'll give them your order, and they will keep doing it until they're finished. Don't forget, this is run by 10 banks and institutions with a virtually unlimited amount of capital. If you're position trading against the banks and institutions, they can push it way farther than you will ever have your comfort level. So you have to do something about that by getting out if you're getting squeezed. But there's no value in that. Yeah, it's not a tangible product. Microsoft stocks will go like that because of the value of the company, the value of the shares. There is a tangible product. Oil, gas, gold, grain, hogs, they all have a value. They're a tangible product. So if something comes down in the oil market, it can become cheap because it's a tangible product that you could buy up and you could sell later. There is nothing to do with it there. That doesn't exist. So, and this is why people say, oh, the RSI is oversold. No, it's not. No, the RSI is extended to the downside. It's not oversold because there's nothing to sell. You can't pick up pound odd. It's not a tangible product. It's a stock term for trading stocks. You get a stock certificate. You buy stocks, you get a share certificate. It's a tangible thing. You own it. It's valuable. Doesn't work. The same, that's what Tom goes on about in his books. I think it was Northern Rock, wasn't it? The example he uses, where when he was in brokerages, they were saying the Northern Rock price was coming down and coming down and coming down, and he had all of his customers saying, yeah, I'll buy it, it's really cheap. And he was like, no, it's coming down, it's collapsing. No, we'll buy it because it's cheap. And it came down further and went, yeah, we'll buy more because it's cheap. It's going to go up. No, Northern Rock's collapsing. It's going to go bust. We'll buy some more. And then it goes to zero. Stocks do that. Yeah. Things that are oversold, you have to understand the fundamentals behind why that's happening, the mechanics behind it. They didn't understand the mechanics behind it and they got burnt. The mechanics behind market structure is bank purchases and profit takes and purchases and profit takes and purchases and profit takes. And that will continue to go until the banks decide they don't want to do it anymore. That you have no control over. And you get squeezed. And that's what happens sometimes. And you can't do anything about it. Value, like value area high and value area low in the Forex, in the futures market. And there's indicators that show you the value areas to buy and sell at. The intraday value areas, but those value areas will get run over and do get run over regularly. That's trading. I took CAD Swiss short based on retail sentiment on the website. Worked very good today. Cool. Very good. Yeah. CAD Swiss short. CAD Swiss. All right, this one's only got $82 on because it's just banked, I think. There you go. It's just banked a grand. CAD Swiss. So it's put the trade back on again. So it adds it back on again because it's still a massive short. So it's got out with 1%. I've got this set up to do that. I mean, I don't know what the settings are going to be for this. I've no idea. I have no clue. This is what forward testing is all about. Finding out what the hell works. These trades aren't working, are they? Not going anywhere at the minute. I might be sitting in these for a while. Have you bagged a Munro Mountain in Scotland? Have you bagged a Munro Mountain? I haven't, no. I've never been I have been to Scotland once, but I was about 4. I don't remember Scotland. Been there very, very, very once in my life. Visit the Maldives. Pound US dollar. It's going up at the moment. Shout. Have been quiet in the rooms when I can attend, but just want to say thank you for all the amazing changes you made on the website, especially with COT and also retail. Cool. That's what it's there for. Figure out how to use it yourself, though. It's all the same stuff I've been teaching for years, but it's all now visual, which is nice. Not that I really use it that much. I do use it a lot, but I'm more interested in the retail sentiment side of things at the moment and how to milk it. I've been taking scalps on my I've got my Forex fund account, which is running at the moment, which has done $937 today. Very nice. Which is basically doing literally support resistance bounces in line with sentiment. So it's very similar to the previous version of the EA, if you remember. So the first version of the EA that I developed was using yesterday's high and yesterday's low, and previous high, low, and last week's high, low. And it still has those settings in there. Yeah, so you can still use that with the EA. So the entry criteria here, take 4-hour highs and lows, yesterday's highs and lows, previous days, last week's. Yeah. So that was the previous version. So I'm running a variation of that at the moment with sentiment, which is working really, really well. But I'm not using highs and lows. I am using highs and lows because obviously yesterday's highs and lows become support resistance. But I'm using any level I see in line with sentiment. So basically, if the sentiment, for example, was the entire market was short on this, which they probably are because it's going up, I would be looking for longs. If we came down and hit there and went up and then came back down and did that, I will take a long there. It's not yesterday's high or low. It's not last week's high or low. It's just a support level, but I'm just using literally, I'm visually eyeballing support resistance, drawing it in and going, right, somewhere in there, if we get into here and sentiment says I should be going long, I'm going to take a long, and I'm using really wide stops on it. And I'm finding it incredibly effective. So there's no indicators at all involved. It's literally levels paired with opposite retail sentiment. And it's lovely. It's doing well. And I'm building an EA at the moment to trade it. So I'm building this one here. Basics SNR, which is in development at the minute. But what this is doing is literally that. So thanks for the follow, whoever that was. Solrak and Mipu and FX Freddie Kane, welcome aboard. So basically, yeah, all it's doing is, as you can see, it creates support resistance zones. At the moment, I'm just using yesterday's low as an example. So you can see there's yesterday's low. And we're basically drawing a zone, a quarter of an ADR, or whatever you want. You can pick the size of the zone. Well, I can pick the size of the zone around that level. And as we go through, basically, it redraws those zones on. It's really slow. This is a development version, so and it's also running on every tick, so it's doing a lot of calculations. Probably shouldn't have done it on M5. But yeah, so that's basically what it does. And you'll see if we do get to another day because of the speed of this, yeah, that zone jumps. There we go. So the zone's jumped up, but the previous zone is still there. So it's building an area basically to trade in, and it can do it on all levels. It's a little bit like a supply and demand indicator, I suppose, but all supply and demand is, you know, it's the same thing, isn't it? Supply and demand is support and resistance, but supply and demand is the new fad way of saying support and resistance. It's the same stuff recycled, which is always done. So all we do is go, we've been trading support and resistance for 20 years. Hang on a minute, I can sell a course if I rename it supply and demand. Bang, everybody's now, hey, have you heard of supply and demand? Yeah, I've been doing it for 20 years. It's called support and resistance. Same thing. But all you're doing is you only look for those ones where you've got sentiment the wrong way, because what they will do is entice everybody in short. Everybody goes short. And when you get down to a support, you know for a fact that there's a high probability they're going to come and take the liquidity at the high because they've enticed the shorts. So you do that. So it's a kind of a hybrid between what the sentiment EA is doing, which has just banked another grand, thank you very much, and support and resistance. But you can do this manually. I am doing it manually. I'm not using any indicators or EAs to do it. It's literally just looking on a chart. Very simple. A little bit like what what's his name from Mission FX does. Keep mentioning his name in here, didn't we? He's popular at the moment. Keeps coming up on my timeline. I'm stopped out on NASDAQ. I'm still in the CAD Swiss. There we go. So if you've taken the aggressive DD on CAD Swiss, we are underway. Going long one more. Just going to move my TP up. Getting greedy. Sean. What's his name? Sean. You know the guy from Mission FX. Wears glasses and is really cool. Nick Sean, that's it. I always called him Sean. But yeah, a bit similar to what he does, which is basically just support resistance. But couple that with sentiment, you've got a really powerful combination. And at the moment, the funded account is very nice. I'm sitting in $1,000 of open profit with $900 banked already today. Taking a little bit of drawdown this week on it, so it is actually still in about $300 negative, but it's working really well. And I've got loads of open trades which are miles away from their potential take profits, all with locked in. So all I'm needing is a squeeze in, a little bit of a squeeze on the moves, and it will bank easily 2 or 3% more. It's really, really good. Good strategy. All manual though. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Trading manually. I thought there was a glitch, Aussie dollar Swiss and CAD Swiss, with regards to sentiment on the website. I've checked it. It is. I've checked the sentiment sources. It is. They are all over the place. FXSSI. I haven't got any Swisses, have they? US dollar Swiss. Yeah, 79.76 long. Yeah. US dollar Swiss. I'm sitting at 88. Mine's an amalgamation. So mine doesn't just take one source. It takes multiple sources to get this. So, you know, they don't actually on the FXSSI, they don't do the the miners basically. But yeah, you can see that the market is massively long the Swiss franc. It's just, you know, it's not a glitch. They are all wrong. They are all wrong. They are just all wrong. Thanks for your great work, Lee. 4 months in, small account doing really well. Cool. That's good to hear. How is the dollar? Is it going up? And US 30 NAS going up too? It just is. You will find there is going to be divergence across the board today. US dollar's going nowhere at the moment. Indices aren't going anywhere either, really. This is your open. Yeah, this is where we are now. All we've done is that we're back to the open. We haven't had any movement on the indices today. All we've done is dropped and popped. We're back to where we started, coming back up into here. This is where I said, didn't I? Down here, I said, that's the next stop. More than likely. So we're just about to put a propulsion gap in here, which we'll trade probably out of, but I still like it short. They can't get going today, so it's not worth bothering with today. I've tried, I've failed, I've given up. It's not going, it's not working. Combination with support and resistance and retail sentiment, big public, yeah. Welcome aboard, Freddie. First time here, cool. Nick Sean uses wide stop loss, but not necessarily hit full stop loss. I don't really know how as I say, I'm in his group. I've joined his Telegram group just to see. I love joining when I see people adverts come up on my YouTube channel for other trading companies, and obviously I don't do any advertising, so this is why we have 100 odd people in here all the time, because I'm not here to make money as a YouTuber or to sell courses and stuff. Like this guy's just come up, Trend Signal. I don't know who he is. I might go and check his website out as well. But I get all these adverts come up, and if they have Telegram channels or Discord channels, I go in and I spend a bit of time in there just seeing what they're doing. And the 99.999% of the time, it's all just smoke and mirrors and trying to sell you something. Nick's channel with Mission FX, I really like, because he doesn't use a stop. He does use a stop, but he doesn't use a stop. So what he teaches, I haven't done his course, but what he teaches is to compound, and he also teaches to hedge without a stop, which is great because he's part of the non-stop loss gang, as I am. And how can I not like someone who doesn't use stop losses? He knows what he's doing, yeah, because he's not using a stop loss. But what I'm seeing in his Telegram group is basically him buying Porsches and showing off and stuff. And that's the bit I don't like about the trading community. So I don't like that bit of him, but I do like the way he trades. And he trades exactly the same way as I do: support, resistance, exhaustion levels. And obviously with mean reversion using RSI, you find 99% of the time when you get an RSI extension that bounces as a profit take, it's also at a support level. So it's just the same. It's the same thing. We're just looking for areas where price is likely to move, but we don't use a stop. If it gets invalidated, what he does is he hedges, as far as I can tell, but I'm not in his paid group, so obviously I don't know, but yeah, and then but he doesn't use a stop, you know, and that's why I have respect for him, because he knows what he's doing. Everyone else is using a stop loss. But then again, everyone else is trying to make money on the 5-minute time frame, and they're failing, aren't they? That's why they use a stop loss. So it doesn't work. Thanks for the follow, Big Zero. Welcome aboard. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm tempted to join. Is anybody in his personal group? I'm tempted to join it. It's $250 though. It's really expensive. But I'm tempted to join it just to have a nose around. I'll be interested to see what he does in that group. He doesn't do in the free one, but you know, free Telegram groups are as good as what you pay for them, basically, usually, aren't they? Shouldn't say that. Mine's free, but then I don't post trades in my group. I'm not a signal service. What's your bias for CAD US? A long US dollar CAD. So yeah, long US CAD. Oh, it's on the screen. There we go. Still long US CAD at the moment. Let's see if the fundamentals have updated. I don't think the quarterlies have updated, have they? Where are we? January, February. Yeah, February. Where are we? March, aren't we? Yeah. There we go. So we've the website's updated with the new fundamentals. Yeah, on unemployment. So 3.6.2 increase. That's quarterly figures. So difference does that make to anything? So we are now for US dollar CAD. So what we've done for the US dollar CAD is it's a +1 on unemployment because the unemployment figures for the US dollar are better than the Canadians, but we are a -1 for unemployment change because the unemployment going up is not as good as the Canadians because the Canadians have come down. So therefore we score that down on the US CAD. So it's basically giving it a +negative, which kind of cancels itself out. So it doesn't, unemployment does not affect the bias scorecard at the moment. Yeah. But I'd still be long US dollar at the minute. But we need to wait. You know, the Fed might say something and it'll all change. Or is he struggling? Struggling to get the break. We have got a nice propulsion gap, though, to hopefully source some buying power. And coming up into there, watch that. Watch these John Wicks. Aussie dollar CAD long. You're long Aussie dollar CAD, are you? Or you're going long Aussie dollar CAD? It's pushing out of buying straight into propulsion at that moment. This Canadian dollar is not well. Be careful of this Canadian dollar. I'm not quite sure why it sold off so badly. This is positive news for the CAD, and it's had quite a big. Well, mind you, the yen's powered up, the Swissie's powered up, so I can understand why it has been weak. It's all starting to mean revert now, though. So you've just had the reverse alert there. So you know, look at this one. This is a really good example. Pound CAD. So we got up to this is 100 ADR. So we tapped 100 ADR there. Your reversal alert would have been here. So you had no reversal alert there. Then we made a new high, meaning that would have been your reversal alert candle there. We didn't break that low and hold that low. So you had no reversal alert there. So this is just pushed up all day, not giving you one signal. That's the first signal you've had all day at 175 ADR of market structure shift. And it's starting to come down now. But the only target you've got from a propulsion gap perspective down below on the 5-minute chart is there. That's all been retested. So the initial breakout we had in Asia has all been retested multiple times. There's nothing really else to look at. So I'd be wary of this level here of potentially doing that. But that's going to require the Canadian dollar to be weak based on positive news, which I don't think is right. So I think this is just a squeeze that they're going to unravel next week. So I think next week we'll be coming back down on a good portion of this move. So we're looking for levels that we're likely to retest down here. So some kind of pullback. So you have to assume that the market structure that we have is going to continue. Yeah. So the assumption has to be stay in line with the short-term trend, which is going long. So there or there is where you would look for if you're shorting this, if you're mean reverting this. There and there is where you would be thinking, I'm worried. Because if that's going to continue, that's what's going to happen. Yeah. So that's where your targets should be. If you're using targets, obviously. If you're using percentage gain on your account, you don't care. You just get out when you've got a percentage gain. Simples. Proster, just add another pound yen long. Oh, he's scaling in, look. Yeah. Still a good area to buy this. I'm not sure about this yen move either. There's no news that I can see from the yen. Oh my God, is he talking again? Biden can upset the market very easily by saying something silly. Euro US dollar give reaction 4-hour key level. Don't understand. He uses support resistance instead of stop loss. He used hedge order and he trade simple market structure. Everybody that's making money out the market is doing something very similar to me. It's all the same stuff. You teach it in lots of different ways, but it's all the same stuff. It's support resistance and market structure. That's the only thing you need to know. And understanding how the banks operate. You put those three together, you can't really go far wrong. Unless you get really, really squeezed on multiple pairs, but then that's your fault. We'll only do that mistake once when you do it. Look at the bright side. Nick has flashy. Being flashy gives people a hope that it's possible to earn money from Forex trading. Yeah, if he got that money from Forex trading, this is my problem with it, yeah? This is my problem with the industry. I have owned a lot of nice cars. I have Porsches, right? I didn't get those Porsches through trading. You got to look under the hood, yeah? I used to run a web design company. Did very well. Bought myself Porsche. Bought myself 2 Porsches. Bought myself another Porsche. Bought myself a C4S. I've had lots of Porsches, right? I also trade a lot. Now I trade pretty much full time and don't do anything else. I have a slight income from the indicators, which is helpful. But I couldn't earn enough money to buy. You don't necessarily have earned enough money to buy a Porsche through your trading. Yeah. If you sell access to a private Telegram group for $250 a month and you have 100 people in there, do the maths. Could you afford a Porsche? Yeah. That's all I'm saying. These people, I'm not saying that this is Nick. You know, I'm sure he has. I'm sure he has. He's from what I've seen he does, brilliant. How can I argue with him? He does the same thing as me. I just say, you know, when people put that impression across of me standing in front of a Lamborghini, for example, which I've never done. I've never had a Lamborghini. If I did have a Lamborghini, though, I wouldn't put that all over my website. Look at my website. My website is boring as crap. I'm not selling the dream anywhere. Yeah. I'm telling you what I do and how I do it. I'm not selling the dream of what works and what doesn't work to make me own a large piece of expensive kit, a large house, a Rolls Royce, a jet plane, all this crap. That's just what I don't like. And it's just, when I saw his Porsche picture go past, I've just bought a brand new GT4. Like, well, all right, but how do you afford it? But I think he's a very good. Trader. Swissy's working. Cat Swiss. This might be my saving grace today. In here, anyway. Look at the bright side, isn't it? Yeah. I did it's every trade he enter. I did it's every trade he enter. What was I talking about when you said that, Proster? I'm too behind on the chat. Yeah, man, this weekend I will watch the second video from your bootcamp. First video was amazing. I always get bored from long videos, but your video didn't feel that way. You just finished it. Wow, that's good. Maybe I'll watch the first one too. My videos are very long, yeah, but they're very long for a reason, because they're packed full of information. Yeah. Most videos are really long because there's a crap shed load of waffle in there. My videos are really long because they're packed full of stuff you really need to know. And there's a lot of it. It's an overload, system overload. By the time you've watched Bootcamp 1, you'll be like, Jesus, I'm not ready for 2. And then everybody, what they tend to do is watch this and they go, what's the strategy? And they jump to 5. And then they go and try and execute all of this without watching all the stuff in the middle that explains how this actually works. So if you're going to do that, you've watched 1 and you loved it and it's brilliant, that's great. How long is it? 1 hour 46. Be ready for the boss. Oh no, that's not it. 1 hour 4. 2.5 hours. 3 hours. 2 hours 10. There you go. Or just download the PDF and look at that. It's easier. But watch it all. Before you try and do it, watch it all. It's all important. There's nothing in there that isn't important. This is the problem I had this morning. Remember when I was on my angry rant this morning? People just buy stuff, and I understand it. People buy stuff. Someone bought an indicator and was like, "It's crap. It doesn't work." No, you're crap. You don't understand it. But I can't say that, can I? That's nasty. But the reason he thought it was crap was because he hadn't even watched the video. So it's just, you've got to read, understand, fully understand. If you put an EA on your account and you don't know the exact mechanics underneath the hood in that EA, do not use it. You have to know what stuff is doing in this market. It's not a game. And that basically lays out the game. Yeah. So just go and watch it all. And watch this stuff as well. All this stuff's brilliant. I say it because I'm blowing my own trumpet, but it is good. This is all the stuff. If I'd have started trading 15 years ago and I'd landed on this website, I would be like cutting so much time off of my trading, getting profitable. Because I would have not gone down the rabbit hole of buying everybody's courses and crap. Is the pound US dollar breaking down? It is at the moment. Yeah. That's a silly question. You know the answer to that. Down there, I would say 125. Obviously, all the way down. Pound US dollar strength, eventually all the way down. We got a really strong pound at the minute for some reason as well. Well, we know why. With the US dollar, the pound is strong off the back of the GDP. So, this is, we've had so much news on all the majors today. This is why the market is nuts and why the ADR dashboard is crazy and everything is squeezing to hell. This will all calm down and undo itself next week. It just seems like chaos at the moment, but it will all chill. I'm really annoyed with the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar. They've really let the side down today, haven't they? Look, can we not just get ADR and get look, we're missing it. They just ruined it. I really wanted to take a screenshot of this full. Non-farm payrolls. The day. New Zealand dollar Swiss, look, not even the Swiss franc could batter the New Zealand dollar today. Look at it, missed it by 3.5 pips. It's just disappointing. Take any chart as an example. If you're in a squeeze and need to look to reduce exposure by taking positions off on a pullback, what do you think holds more weight as a turning point to TP on? Either a propulsion bar or a previous pivot, or take each on their own merits. So if I'm like, let's take this trade that I'm in now, for example, I'm assuming I'm not doing an aggressive drawdown control position at the moment, but I'm assuming this is a massive squeeze. ADR on this is 51. So far since Monday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So far since Monday, we have moved 134 pips. So we've moved 2.5 ADR to the downside. We can see on the dashboard. CAD Swiss. We're sitting at 2. Oh God, you can't even. It's off the chart, isn't it? Yeah, CAD Swiss. We're sitting at 225 ADR, 225% of its normal weekly range. AWR, not ADR. Weekly range. So if I'm looking to trade this now and get out of something, I'm getting in with a position which is larger than normal. I'm putting my stops in. I'm making sure that I'm being responsible with the stops. And if it goes down, I accept I'm going to lose. If it goes up, I need to see where my average price is. So if I'm in this, my average price, dependent on where I got in and how many I am, is going to be somewhere in the region of here or here, way outside of ADR. So by getting into an aggressive position, you'll bring that average down. On a squeeze like this, you probably won't get your average within reach. So what you've got to do is you've got to get out of as much as you can. So if I'm in this trade now, I'm looking at it going, right, there's a propulsion candle there. So that propulsion, let's zoom in so we can see it. Yeah, so that propulsion gap that I'm seeing on the 5-minute chart here is a break of that level. So this is the candle that broke it. It's probably clearer to see actually on the 15. Yeah. Accumulation, break. Yeah. So the target one on the way up is here. So what I would do with this type of position is I would get to here. That's where we're probably going to find we get some resistance somewhere up in that area there, and see how much I've got on my P&L from my aggressive and see what it helps me with up here. So if I'm in $2,500 drawdown on the squeeze, and these positions here, because they're large, obviously they're half of my normal range, my normal lot size, I would be getting into positions which make me a decent amount of money. So I might be sitting in here of somewhere in the region of $800 to $1,000. So my decision at this point is I can either break even average on this, or because I've got two positions on, but break even, stop this, and hope that we don't take me out before we pump. Yeah. In which case, then I just get back to my break even, I get out the trade and I'm happy and I'm done. Or I get rid of these positions or that position there, and I just close out $1,000. So let's say I've got 1,000 there. I just get rid of $1,000 worth of whatever else I'm in drawdown on. And I bring that drawdown to $1,500, and then I can breathe. And if this squeezes further, I just repeat that process. But if it's squeezed that far, yeah, looking at the CAD Swiss, how far it's gone. Yeah. Ask yourself this question. Are the banks needing to take profit on this move? Yes. Is there going to be a V-shaped recovery? Yes. How far is it going to get to? I don't know. Here, 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 here. There's nothing there until we get to here. And that is where my first target is. You never know where you're going to get to, but that is your first option. How much have you got there, and how much does it help you? If it helps you in no way, shape or form, then you hold it and you hope. That's all you can do. If it gets to there, you're probably going to get out because you would have been in here. CAD Swiss. Yeah, that's the entry there initially. But, you know, I mean, it's questionable whether you would have not been out on that. So the next entry, oh, actually, yeah, the next entry was there, wasn't it? So there was another entry there. That's where you would have been squeezed from. But look at this. I mean, the move is just huge. 170. It's a 48 ADR on here. And this has moved 3 ADR in 48 hours. It will do that in the opposite on Monday, on Tuesday. The banks will take profit on that move and you'll be back up there. But right now it seems hopeless if you're in it. But you won't have that many positions on because there's not that many reversal alerts. There's not many opportunities to get in. You would have had a reverse alert in there, a reverse alert in there. You've just had one here. So the best case scenario is you're in 3. It's just you've got 1.5 ADR between positions, which makes it seem impossible to get out of because the average is up here somewhere. But aggressive will get you averaged back down into here, and you're within a gnat's whisker of getting out and going, phew, learned a lesson there. But every trade you take, every position you get into will be different. There's no right or wrong, whether you take a TP at a position, at a propulsion gap, yeah, like that, or you take a trade, a TP at a pivot level, an ADR, a support resistance zone. You get out when you can get out with what you can get out with. but make it logical. Yeah. Don't just get out. You know, if this thing pushes up into there and then looks like it's starting to come down, don't just get out because it's coming down. If there's no reason whatsoever for that to stop and turn there, it's going to go further most of the time. So make sure if you are going to escape an aggressive position, like we just had a 15-minute reversal there. Yeah. Go up onto the time frame. There's the propulsion gap caused. Well, that's not really because it's a V shape, but if it's going to do a W reversal, that's going to happen. So be prepared happily for it to go back down into there before it comes up into there. If it goes up into there, think about this. It's going to do that. Think about what it's going to do and where it's going to go. But if it doesn't get to there, it's going to stop you out. There's only two things that are going to happen. Don't forget, an aggressive drawdown control position is just a stop loss entry. In exactly the same way as we used to trade with stop losses, that's all you're doing. You're taking a stop loss entry. Yeah. So you let it trade out. It either hits your stop or it hits your wherever, take profit. But with these types of trades, I don't set TPs usually if it's an aggressive drawdown, because what I'm looking to do is get as much as I can. And what, like I said in the video that I posted, it's on the YouTube channel, it's not on the website, but this is all about aggressive drawdown control. And like I said in there, the best trades I have a lot of the time are the ones where I take an aggressive drawdown control position, go and make a cup of tea and chat to the wife for half an hour, come back, and this thing's gone like that. And I'm like, Jesus, I'm sitting in 3% profit. I was in 3.5% of drawdown a minute ago, and now I'm in 3% profit. Hit the button fast. Those are the best ones, but that's because you not use a TP. You have to, when you're doing this sort of thing, look how this is moving now, this profit take. Scale out higher time frames and look at the bigger picture. Look at what's happened. Go back in time. Yeah, it's rare that you don't get a pullback from these types of moves. That was one. We didn't get one. Second leg. Nothing you can do about that. Yeah. Big move, pullback. Big move, pullback, move back. Big move, V-shaped recovery. Big move, profit take. Yeah. Big move, profit take. Look at the propulsion gap on the 4-hour. If you're trading 4-hour time frame, if you're trading H4M15, you're managing the trade on the 4-hour chart. That is the first place you're going to look at for a target. Yeah. If you're in an aggressive position like I am, and you've just taken it here, that's what you should be looking at. But you need to be wary of the little bumps along the road. Markets are fractal, but if you're position trading and you're using 4-hour mean reversion strategy, you should be watching the 4-hour chart and looking for where you're going on the 4-hour. That's your first point of problem zone, if you like. Absolutely no reason why that won't retest. If it's going to continue that way. Obviously, the other option is a V-shaped recovery back into our, again, what I was talking about earlier. Remember how the market works. Balance, price discovery, balance, price discovery. What is this? It's just a massive area of balance. Price discovery, balance. Price discovery, balance. Price discovery, fail, balance. It's no, that is quite possibly what's going to happen next. We just had positive unemployment figures. When this Canadian dollar move is over and the Canadian dollar goes, phew, nobody's buying it anymore. If that CAD is rallying off the back of the unemployment, this thing's going to go through the roof. You just got to think of it in that respect. And that's why you're taking aggressive drawdown control positions. Again, as I said in the video, because we are at a level of total extreme. We do not get to these levels very often. Every time we do get to these levels, the 80s, below the 80s, not every time, but the vast majority of the times, you're going to get these pingbacks. That was a small one. But again, that was a fundamental shift in the Swiss franc, yeah? Swiss franc announcing, this one here as well. Look, that was the Swiss franc announcing that they're actually going to change their interest rates when they said they weren't. Fundamental shift. You never get back there. This is not a fundamental shift. This is just strength. This is a squeeze in the Swiss franc with positive Canadian dollar news. Absolutely no reason why that won't happen. Fundamentally and technically. Just right, isn't it? Hope that helps. There you go. We did the lesson. That's twice we've done aggressive drawdown control lesson this week, isn't it? It's obviously becoming important. Twice in 1 week. Big Papa, are you referring to ICT on the long videos with waffle? No. ICT doesn't waffle. ICT is great. I couldn't watch it. It's too slow. You talked about who enter his close friends group that cost 250, and yeah, I did enter it. It's basically every trade he enters, when he buys and when he sells. So it's a signal service. Yeah, okay. Profster, you're in it. Are you still in it, Profster? Or have you jumped in and jumped out? $250 is a lot of money for a signal service. If it's good though, it doesn't matter, does it? $250, 100k prop account, I'll have that back in half a trade. Neo Mokahene. What's this guy's name again, Lee? I didn't get it. The one who trades without a stop loss. Nick Sean. Mission FX, he's called. If you want to go and check him out. But don't go and check him out. Stay here. It's much more fun. Hey, look, I'm giving out signals, look. You've seen me do this. Obviously, I've had a bad day, so ignore that. Just skim over that for the minute. But this is a good example of how it really doesn't matter, because that now put over there means I'm back in positive territory, doesn't it? Yeah. Had a couple of losing days, have a winning day. Who cares? Ups and downs of trading. In, out. Shake it all about. Is it okay to hold the position in weekend? Yep. FX market doesn't gap much anymore. Used to. Years ago, we used to get gaps. I remember holding some FX positions over the weekend once, waking up in the morning and having a hideous drawdown because we had a gap. You just don't get gaps. You do get gaps, but the gaps are so insignificant in FX now. They just don't. It doesn't just doesn't cause any problems. I wouldn't hold an index over the weekend though. I don't position trade indexes though, so they're too volatile to position trade in my opinion. You're position trading the stock market, and you wouldn't position trade the stocks, would you? I mean, some people do, but I mean they swing stock. The reason I don't trade, I like trading longer time frames, hourlies and 4 hourlies and stuff. And I tried swing trading stocks with Paul Singh, and he's very good at what he does, but it's the weekend holds that killed me. Sometimes you'd get earnings coming up in the week. You'd be in the stock before the earnings come out, and the market would reposition on a Monday, and you'd be in a massive hole. So yeah, don't hold indexes over the weekend. But you can see here, there's no gaps. If there are gaps, you can't see them, so they're not worth bothering. There's a gap. Look, there's one. Yeah, so that's a weekend gap. That's it. It's just not. It's not worth ever thinking about. They're so insignificant, and they're instantly filled. You'll never find an FX gap that doesn't fill. It's going to take something like a war. Yeah. So if the market closes here, right, and all of a sudden US dollar announces war on Russia, God, yeah, there's going to be a gap on Monday morning. Nothing you do about it. Do you want to hold over the weekend or not? That's your, if that was to happen, and I would think it's going to have a negative effect, I'd have to shut it out with a loss and go, shit. There's nothing you can do, is there? Do you draw the reversal boxes on the time frame of the chart, or always M15? So the reversal alerts are drawn on all time frames. Yeah. So the indicator, the reversal alert indicator, draws on every time frame. Yeah. So all you're seeing is the market structure shift. You're seeing the latest market structure shift of the time frame you are viewing. This indicator redraws market structure. For those of you that were here this morning, you know why I'm talking like this. Okay? Repaints. It repaints. It's a repainting indicator. But it's by design. It's not trying to con you. It's not trying to defraud you. It's drawing market structure, showing you where the last break was. Yeah? Sorry. You'll have to watch this morning's stream if you want to understand what I'm talking about, why I'm talking like that. So yeah, it just every time frame you look at, obviously it will just show you the latest market structure breaks and where the next ones are going to happen. So that will go orange, right? When it breaks. If it doesn't break, it will redraw. If that makes a new high, it will redraw that box up here and you'll get that move. So it moves with structure. If you want to see what it does, go in the strategy, download the demo, go in the strategy tester, and you'll see it redrawing and repainting structure over and over again. That's its job. So yeah, what I do is analyze on higher time frames H4, H1, and then I enter on reversal alerts, i.e. structure breaks on M5 and M15. But get all covered. If you want to learn it, it's all covered in the course. It's all on the website. It's all free. Position Trading Bootcamp. Wonder what happens if you Google that. Oh, I come up all over the place. That's fine. Yeah, I was just wondering if you go 8.2 million. There's 8.2 million results for Position Trading Bootcamp. Jeez. Okay. But yeah, that's what it is. In and out, yeah. Can never get too much of a drawdown control teaching. Anybody can get into the market. It takes discipline to work your way out. Yep, it does. It's the hardest part. It's what you're replacing your psychology with. You're replacing psychology with drawdown control. You're changing from being a losing trader to a winning trader, but you're switching to a trader that stays in drawdown his entire life. Your job is now not to make money. Your job is to manage drawdown. Totally different mindset. Very difficult to adjust to for a lot of people. Was for me, totally alien. But that's why it works, because you're not doing the same as everybody else. I.e. a death by 1,000 cuts, losing money constantly. That's the point. It's hard doing aggressive drawdown control when you're already in losing. Yeah. This is what you have to do is you have to forget the drawdown. You forget you're in this. You have to try and program yourself to go, right, this is a new trade on a new day in a new session. I'm going to go long here. When am I going to go long? How am I going to go long? And where am I going to get to? Yeah, I'm going to get in. I'm going to add to it if it pushes. If it breaks that high, that's brilliant. I'm going to move my break-even average. I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do. Propulsion gap at the moment. We've got some selling coming in on this one. But you kind of have to go, right, this is a new trade. If I lose this, I'm going to lose X. You've got to completely wipe all this out of the way and get in as if it's something you've never done before. It's a brand new day, brand new session, brand new trade, but it's hard work. As Jarman just said, it's either drawdown or stop loss. Pick your poison. There is no way of extracting money from this market easily. This is a very, very hard job. You don't earn 6 figures a year doing easy stuff unless you're a YouTuber. I'm not a YouTuber. I've got 100 people. That's not a YouTuber. Yeah, that's you know, it's not easy. California regulators closed Silicon Valley Bank today. See if that has an impact. Just come through on Financial Juice. Have you considered opening Signal Start account? I will definitely copy your account. No. I have got a Signal account on MQL5 you can go and copy. Yeah, it's free. Go and copy it. It's on MQL5. It trades H1M5 mean reversion with the market reversal alert EA. It's been there for over a year. Oh, I'm not going to be able to find it. Hang on. Let me just... can never find it. I can never find my signals. My signal. I haven't got signals. Trading signals. My signals. All signals. There. There we go. This is my signal. So it got 3 stars. Yeah, so I got 3 reviews. One guy didn't leave a comment. He was obviously a competitor and I thought it was crap. But this basically just trades H1, M5, mean reversion. It's been going for 74 weeks and it's got 168% return. There you go. There are a couple of manual trades in there. But if you want to go and copy this, copy it. There you go. There's a few people copying it. Oh, this is, I've never seen this before. Oh, that's interesting. Aren't I fully international? Look at Russia. Isn't that weird? Look, that little bit. Yeah. Part of Russia. Weird. Look how big Russia is. Doesn't that scare you, how big Russia is? There's no one living in any of this stuff, is there? But it's big, isn't it? So yeah, there you go. There's a signal for you. Go and copy that if you want. H1M5 mean reversion. Basically, it's using the market reversal alert CA. It's all in there. I'm not interested in being a signal service provider, though. Learn to trade. If I stop trading tomorrow, if I never go on YouTube again, and you're copying my signals, how are you going to live? You're not. Christian of the Trader, please delete all indicator and read only price. Okay. There you go. Not sure what the comment was for, but I just got with the times, doubled my Big Mac account on my phone. It's so easy, isn't it? Doubling an account. It's so easy to double an account. And again, that's the other thing. I keep going on about Nick Sean, but he's got a course he sells. You know, this is the thing. Nick Sean sells courses and he's got a thingy, a group that's paid and stuff, but he sells a course about compounding, which is great. And it's really easy to do until it blows. And this is, you know, it's just, I don't like the fact that you sell courses that teach people how to double their accounts. But he admittedly, I mean, in the course, he admittedly says, and this is his YouTube videos I'm talking about, he's got online. He says in there, he's, you know, you will blow accounts. It's like, well, so you're telling me to do a strategy that's going to blow my accounts? Why? Why would you do that? It's good fun, but it's the same as going into a casino. If I take $500 into a casino, yeah, I'm going in there with a full expectation of losing it at some point. I've come out of casinos with much more than that. But the 99% of the times, I come out with that. But when I come out with that, it's a very good feeling, isn't it? So taking a $100 account, compounding it by risking 10 to 50% of it on every trade, you need 3 trades and all of a sudden you're like minted. But the next 3 you take are going to blow your account. So you've got to have a winning run. You've got to have a strategy that's got a very high strike rate. So mean reversion at support and resistance with a 1-to-1 or a 0.5 to 1R will get you a very nicely doubled account. And you'll be able to buy a lot of Big Macs with it. But you will not be able to survive on it. So you will be living on Big Macs because you won't have any income. You'll probably be working at McDonald's, to be honest. Which one earns more, your previous business or the current job? The current job. When I say Big Papa, I used to run a web design company. What I mean was I was a web designer. I have a company, but it's a limited company, but it's not. I don't employ people. Yeah, it's one of those. I'm a web designer with a web design company. But I don't do it anymore. I haven't built a website for years, many years. I've still got lots of customers in my company. But they're paying me, $25 a month or 25 quid a month and things for hosting and stuff. It's not, it doesn't make a lot of money. It makes very little money. Used to make all right money, but that's why I started trading, because I wanted to make more money and I wanted to be free. The problem with having a company and having a business is you have customers. If you have customers, you have an obligation to work. As a trader, I have no obligation to do anything. If I decide I don't want to do a live room on Monday, I won't do a live room on Monday because no one's paying me for this. Do what I like. If I don't want to trade one day, I won't trade. If I want to go on holiday for 3 weeks, I'll go on holiday for 3 weeks. Yeah, when you've got a company and you've got people that rely on you, you're stuck. It's what everyone goes. Everyone's like, oh, I want to get out of the grind. I want to get out of my job. So they start up their own business. What you don't realize is it's twice as hard as working for someone else. Because not only have you got to find the work, do the work, figure out the work, that everybody else in the company you just left used to do for you, you've got to worry about paying the mortgage with the work. It's not as much fun as everybody thinks it is. That's why I started trading and learning to trade. But as I say, it took me a long time to get there. I was lucky in the fact that I ran a business where I had a lot of time I could dedicate to other things. So while I was coding and while I was doing other things, I also had YouTube running and videos running and courses running. I, at one point, was being mentored by someone via video while I was actually building a website. So I had 6 hours a day I could learn, which is brilliant. Not 100% focus, obviously, but most people haven't got that. So this is what the bootcamp is. The bootcamp is everything I've ever learned stuffed into 5 videos. Everything that I found useful stuffed into here, so that hopefully you don't have to go through that pain that I went through for many, many years, costing me thousands of dollars. Not going anywhere. When your limit of 7% or 10%, or what was your maximum DD fail, when is your limit? So my account limit is around about 15 to 20% when I'm thinking, holy crap, I'm in trouble. Individual trades, somewhere around about the 3 to 5%, I would be worried. And I would just start doing drawdown control and getting out of the market and taking losses. When I have a losing month, my losing months are when there's been multiple squeezes I'm in at the same time. And what I've had to do is just take loss. Yeah. And what it does is it completely wipes out all the gains for the entire month. Yeah. That's what my losing months look like. So 2 or 3 times a year, hopefully more likely 2, I will get into squeezes, and those squeezes will wipe that month out. And that's nothing I can do about it. But I prop that up with prop. Sorry, how else do you say that? I back that up with prop. I can't say it without propping up prop. I use my prop income to help build a little extra balance. But that's very erratic and costs me a lot of money and a lot of time. Yeah, this stuff that I'm doing here, these trades that I'm taking here are massively time intensive, which is why I'm spending so much time streaming at the moment, because I'm doing a lot of this. And it's a massive, intense process. Whereas with position trading, all you need is the ADR dash and the RSI dash, and you look at this once every 4 hours. And if there's something you like, you get in. And if you've got the market reverse alerts EA, you don't even need to do that. It just does it all for you. There's no time involved. Scalping and running prop, there is time involved, but prop returns a higher return when you get it than position trading. Again, there's no easy way of making money. There is multiple ways of money. Think of trading like a business, a lifestyle where you need multiple income streams. So you have you do a web design freelancing. You also work in a coffee shop, and at weekends you teach people how to skateboard. Yeah. And you've also got a bit of code you built where you get a few $100s a month coming in. So you've got all these income streams. Yeah. Think of this as my position trading income, my prop income from scalping, my prop income from support resistance trading, and me selling indicators on the marketplace. This all goes into my income. That much of it is made up from strategy execution. That much is made up from selling indicators and building coding indicators. I have multiple income streams. If I cut this out tomorrow, this would not pay my mortgage. So if yeah, position trading is awesome. You've got to have a big balance to do it, to make a really good living, because you're only going to get 10 to 15% a month out of it. Sometimes 20. I mean, I can get 20, 25% a month on good months, but they're not, you know, it's not the norm a lot at all. But with prop, I can easily grab 5K, and I only need to do that once or twice a month. Twice to 3 times a month is a really good month for grabbing a 5K prop account, because I'm spending 5 to 10K on prop. If I can grab 15, which is the norm, or more, I'm happy. That pays the mortgage, the bills, everything, and everything else goes into holidays, cars, living, having fun, which makes 6 figures a year. You can't do it off of one strategy, I don't think. You can do, but you've got to be over aggressive. And again, I've got a 30K account that I trade for position trading, but I will over trade that as well. I will go into that with thinking it's a 50K account or a 100K account, and you're going with a lot size equivalent to a 100K account with a small account, and you can get a bigger return. But that will hurt. Sometimes that burns badly. So there's no right or wrong. There's no easy way of doing this job. Prop is the easiest way, but you're going to have to do it all the time. It's very time consuming. Just watching US dollar CAD trying to test new highs of that range at the moment. Just retesting this. If we get that reversal alert, I think we might get a little bit of a rally end of day on it, but I don't know. I'm going to have to leave it there, I think, because it's nearly 5 o'clock and we're not getting anywhere, are we? This isn't going anywhere. I'm going to break even average it. And I will babysit this. Hopefully that break is going to retest and push back up into this area somewhere. It's just sort of very, very slow motion at the minute. When exactly do you combine the sentiment with all your strategies? I'm not combining sentiment with my strategies at the moment, Max. That's something new on the site. So it's something that I've introduced recently. Not commitment of traders, retail sentiment. It's something I'm testing, but retail sentiment is short term. Yeah, this is short term movement. COT is long term movement. Fundamentals is long term movement. So it's better to combine these all together into the directional bias scorecard. So this combines everything, which gives you the best trades at the moment. And this is what at the moment I'm focusing on for the position trading. Yeah, but look at CAD Swiss. It's just, there's no right or wrong. You're always going to get squeezed. CAD Swiss is coming down like a house of cards because it's a sell. So, the question is, should you be buying it? No. If you are buying it, oops. But you still get out of it. But this is what I built this for, is to try and keep me out of squeezes. And so far it's doing a good job. But it also misses an awful lot of opportunities, which means I think you need to go in with larger lot sizing. Again, this is why I'm looking at the sentiment. This is why the sentiment, sorry, not the sentiment, the hedging set file is running as an experiment at the moment. I'm testing a hedging strategy with mean reversion. Go away. And I want to see what the max limits are. Sorry, not there. The max limits of drawdown are. For drawdown, I want to see what impact drawdown control has on this, which is why I'm gathering all this data. This is taking way longer than I was expecting this experiment. I was expecting this to have blown by now. I'm very shocked it hasn't. It's not making any money now. It was up to, what did we get up to? 20 grand on this? 11, 15 grand? I can't remember. It's got up to like 20% or something. But as you can see, this is what happens when you hedge. This is why I don't hedge normally, because hedging is incredibly complicated and very, 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 very difficult to execute properly. For me, which is why I don't do it. But I have a strategy. I have something in the works, which I will obviously incorporate into the bootcamp if it pans out. I'm testing it. I'm busy building HS2 tunnels. Basically, I work in a tunnel and watch your YouTube channel. That's interesting. Blimey. That's all over the news at the moment, HS2, isn't it? They've stopped building it. Or it's all just, it's gone like 7 quadrillion or something over budget. Anyway. Max, I got your like. That's handy. We got loads. We got 100 likes. Look at that, guys. 100 likes. Really nice. Thanks for that. That's good. We like 100 likes. Spot on. Make sure it stays there. Yesterday I said, was it the day before I said, can we see if we can get up to 100 likes or 97 or something? You got up to 100 and then a load of people hit the down button. I was like, no, that's not fair. His compounding course is actually not compounding. It's basically putting 5 to 10% of your total trading capital into the broker, then take 40% risk per trade. Okay. %. Right, yeah. Okay. 5 to 10% of your total capital into the broker. But why not put 100% of your capital into the broker and only take a 5% risk? Is that not the same thing? I don't quite understand why the maths would work any different. But anyway. Don't remain a taboo. Agreed. Been on holiday for 8 years, all paid by trading. Can't wait to retire. Yes, that'd be good. Thanks for the follow, Rich. I went 410 Crisis and movie explanation too. That's got to be a bot, isn't it? Movie explanation too. Is that a real person? Are you a real person? Right. So hedging portfolio is considered a fail. No. Don't hedge it. It's not a fail. This is not a real thing. Yeah. No, that is. This is. I would never condone trading every single pair as a hedging. This is why this is doing this, because it's trading everything. Look at the exposure. Yeah. Look at the exposure on the Swiss. Yeah, this is if you're going to trade, you only trade with exposure on 2 instruments, two trades per instrument, don't you? Yeah. There's nothing. The experiment is not. This is a data gathering experiment. This is forget all of this. Right. The purpose of this, as I said, was to test drawdown. I'm stress testing drawdown limits with 0.75 drawdown using 30%. Okay, to see what impact it has. This is a live experiment doing that. Yeah, but I need to observe it because I need to see what's going on with hedging. The problem with the back tester is you can only test one instrument. Yeah, I need to see the overall impact on a portfolio, which you can't do in the strategy tester, which is why I'm running this. I'm extracting this and then I am popping this into here so that I can do analysis on it in here. Yeah. Do not go and get the market reversal alert EA. Use the hedge file and stick it on every pair. That is your outcome. Do not go and do that. I have never said to do that. I would never condone doing that. Hopefully nobody's done that. What is hedge exactly? Going long and short on the same instrument at the same time. Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, there you go. That's hedge. Go and Google it. Hedging trading strategies. Or go to the website. Go to strategies. He's back. He's back. Do not use my useless retail candlesticks. Use my candlesticks, which are the same as useless retail candlesticks with numbers in them. I'm going to get a phone call soon, aren't I? So yeah, go to strategies, go to hedging trading strategy. That gives you an example of mine. Now, mine is a mean reversion hedging strategy. There's 2 types. One of them is where you get into a trade and you go, I'm going short. And if that doesn't work out and it goes there, you go, I'm going long. So you have got a short position on and a long position. This is an RSI mean reversion hedging strategy, whereas it works the opposite way. You are hedging into the mean rather than out of a breakout. But Google hedging if you want to know more about it. It's incredibly complex and sometimes dangerous. always confusing. So that's why I don't do it. My crystal ball showed me US dollar CAD will go higher. I hope so. It's certainly broken out the highs. So US dollar CAD has gone. There we go. Oh no, it hasn't on this one. Yeah, sorry, no, it's broken that high. So that's the next target. This is a resistance area here, there, and there. Got to break through that. That's where you might find we come back down. What's CAD Swiss doing? Still coming down. I'm stopping out. Break even, I reckon, on this one. That's my break even, basically, on that propulsion gap. So it's highly likely I'm going to break even. I'm not going to take a loss on it. I'll just get out and break even. It's either going to go with me or it's not. Break even stops, though. You know what happens. Near AB 209. Near AB 209. Yeah. Okay, I've got to go, guys. So I'll be back on Monday morning, 7:50, same time. Obviously, we will look at the DAX and obviously do an analysis of everything that's happened this week and today, really. Today's the day, wasn't it? So we'll see where everything is sitting, see what all the extensions are on RSIs, and just have a look at everything, really, and see if we can unpick what the hell is going on with the Canadian dollar. And see if we can see where the US dollar's off to next. So we'll wait for this to play out. We may well get an end of day rally or dump on the US. So day's not over yet. Quite often they do have a big move on a Friday. So, but other than that, it depends if they're going to the pub or not, basically. It's either going to go sideways or it's going to fly. We will see. All right. So have a good weekend, guys. I'll be back Monday morning, 7:50. I'll be back at 2:20 for the usual New York session as well. If you need anything, I'll be in the Telegram group. And I'll be back then. See you then.